this millennium stuff stops. Everything. This is the first Monday of the new millennium. Tomorrow's the first Tuesday. This is the Detroit Free Press. Truancy session poorly attended. Okay. Way to know what's wrong with these kids. Here's a very clear one. AARP drops its name, becomes just AARP. I think that's easier for people to follow. Every time we do a thing about cops with donuts, we get letters. Mr. Leno, I have been a police officer for 20 years. I've never eaten a donut. Police don't eat donuts. It's one of those stereotypes that people like you perpetrate. This one kills me. Cops cheer arrival of donuts. Wait, go to the picture, go to the picture. Mark Quindoy and other police officers. Mark Quindoy and other police officers unload 35 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts and then go down in the corner. A cop eating a donut. Thank you, Your Honor. I rest my case. All right. Now, this is kind of interesting. Take a look here. Look at the ad. It says, Hardback gliders, 169, mailboxes, 75, flower box, windmill, 219. Go to the very bottom. Prices shown and not for objects and photos. Well, yeah. Apparently just arbitrary prices. They have nothing to do. Simmering liquid, 16-ounce size. Fill your home with aromas of Christmas. 3 luscious scents. Gin, vodka, and bourbon. What is that? I crossed out the phone number. Explain this one. Happy holidays. Tiny septic tank service. Now, what's the reindeer? What is that? What a lovely card that is. Now, this one here, I'm sorry. If you have young children, you might want to turn away. Wouldn't want them to ruin the image of Santa and the reindeer, but this Santa's Helper sale. Now, what are those 2 reindeer doing in the corner? Hey, Donna Blitzen, hey! Well, this one, it says, Amola Key farm workers protest Friday outside the Capitol in Tallahassee for higher wages, dignity, and respect. A correction. It's good whenever a paper makes a mistake, they print a correction. I commend this paper. It says, correction, Ross is not going to Mars, as in last week's paper. He is going to Italy. And apparently, Ross not going to Mars. Apparently, his plans have changed. Will not be going to Mars. I just like the fact that they have to, oh, no. Here's a fascinating product. Palm Trex, transparent telephone. I hear it ringing. I don't know where the hell it is. Now, here's the kind of product. How stupid do you have to be to fall for this? This is the Fat Begone ring. The ring that may help... Wait, go to the bottom. What's it say? The ring that may help in reducing body fat. It's a ring you wear on your finger. Now, look what it says off to the side. Look. This ring not sold as a medical device. For best results, maintain nutritionally balanced diet, exercise regularly. While wearing your ring. Folks, as a doctor, let me ask you a question. Does you have asthma? Look, I be no doctor. But does you suffer from asthma? Does yous? Because if you does... I like this one. Free lunch and learn. Look at the bottom. Bring your own lunch. You know what you learn, folks? You learn there's no such thing as a free lunch. That's what you learn. Here's the Kansas Living magazine. Young farmers and ranchers prepare for the future. Yes, they do. Look at that. They're betting the farm. There they are. Because that's about the only way you're going to make a living, pal. You know, you have to be so careful. so careful when you read fine print. Like Whirlpool, fine appliances, aren't they?
Absolutely.
I think both Kev and I have fine Whirlpool appliances in our home.
As a matter of fact.
Well, look at it says here. There's a beautiful house. That's square foot. Now let's see, it has a whirl poop tub. Now please, no, whirl poop tub. Perhaps a combination toilet and hot tub. Apparently, is what it is. Here's another one. You got to be so careful. So careful. Read the fine print. Travel con. See Hawaii for only $190. Airfare. Look at it. Look, tent on beachfront. No, look at the second one. Look, and look. Seafood. You don't eat the food. You see food. You saw the food, right? Huh? Does you have asthma? What's wrong with people? You know, sometimes you pay money to put an ad in the newspaper, and your ad is perhaps placed not in the best. Well, here's an ad for the ultimate Christmas gift. Look at this. Warbirds. Warbirds by Fighter Command. You got to take somebody up on a plane. Look at an old warplane. How exciting would that be? But look right above it in the same paper. Yeah, not the best ad. Yeah. How many people are going to call the next day, really, when you think about it? Here's what I love about California. They will sell you anything. Rolling Hills. Doesn't that sound like a lovely area? Rolling Hills, Palos Verdes, Ocean, Catalina View Lot, an exclusive private gated community of rolling hills, 1.8 acres, located in the unbuildable flying triangle landslide area. The unbuildable flying triangle landslide area. All right. You got a couple more here. What is this? Explain this product. American French bread. What is that? One more? All right. All right. Oh, here's my favorite of the day. Here we go. This woman here. Are you doing anything to prepare for Y2K? Look at this woman. This is Ruth Carden of Maryville. Look at Ruth. And get a picture of this. Ruth, are you doing anything, Ruth? Yeah. I bought some beer and cigarettes. I videotaped some Cub games. I'm ready! I'm ready! Go get him, Ruth! Folks, you wonder why all these NFL players get in trouble. You know, it starts in college. That's where it starts. Look at this. Look at this headline here. Coach wants players to share pot. Well, there you go right there. You know, right there, that should tell you something is wrong with our system.
You should share.
I like this. Street Beats. This is from the Ocean Star. If you could choose anyone, family, friend, or famous person as your lifeline on this show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who would it be? I like Chuck's answer. Chuck says, that guy from Jeopardy, Alex Trebek. Because the show he's on, he always seems to know all the answers. Look at it. Captive on an indoor ad firm popular with metro eateries. Here, what is this guy explaining to these two women? Okay, here's how it works. All right. And they seem very pleased with what he's saying. Happy holidays. Town name. Case of physician, heal thyself. All right, here you go. People, I like this here. Read the Public Service Company of Colorado is advising customers if their power goes out with the 2000 date change, tune in your TV or radio station information. So if your power goes out. A lot of Y2K stuff. Here it says, an actor playing the part of a cowboy participates in a celebration hosted by Northwest Bank to show that they are Y2K ready. Really? No, I think they're K2Y ready. Now here's when you want to shop and look for the extra value. Look at this here. Biscuits and sausage gravy. Full order, $2. Half order, $1.99. Now, I I say, what the hell? Get the full order. Yeah, I think so. Here's one from Christmas. Thieves take Jesus from manager. Look, I'm his manager. I'm pretty sure it's not Don King. Okay, I like this. Here's pets. Free puppies to a good home. German Shepherd mother, father, also a dog. You know, it's always good. I think it's important. Here's another one. Chihuahua, 10 months old, brown, looks like Taco Bell dog, but does not talk. Does not talk like it. You know, we're really looking for the Yoquito Taco Bell. You could try and teach him, but I hate people that dress up dogs. These are like bad dog clothes. You know, this is like a pet peeve of mine. Stop dressing animals up. Look at this bad thing. Celebrate New Year's. Oh, the dog's going to love that. Look at that. Look at that. Like your dog won't get beat up every day. Look at that. What is that? Oh, here's another bad one. Look at this thing. $93 for that. And the dog looks thrilled, doesn't he? Hey, what are you looking at? Someone sent me this ad from PetSmart. Baked puppy with real chicken. I don't know what that means. What does this mean? Swim diapers contains accidents. How much more is it without the accident in the diaper already? Yeah, we were really looking for something like that, yeah. Well, is there a funnier man than Ralph Nader? Huh? Look at this here. Ralph Nader and Stephen Moore share a laugh. You know, Kev, I've been against this genetic engineering of food. You wind up with stuff like this. Boneless pork, roast beef. Boneless pork. It's boneless pork, roast beef. I don't know what that is. I think it's father, also a dog. That's what happens when you What is this? Folks, don't even... What is this creepy thing? Sexy lips with the lip enhancer. Look at that. You pump up your lip. Look at this. Oh. Fill in your own joke. You know, I don't know how bad the Cougars were doing before, but man, look, Cougars improved to 0-3. Wow. Someone sent me this. They got their kid this for Christmas. It's a Barbie country ride bike. It says doll not included. Look what it says underneath. Most dolls cannot pedal bike. Okay, here's another. Here's the Brave Wolf. Look at the time, delivery time. When do you open? You open 11 a.m. till closing daily. What time you close? Closing time. Okay, here you go. Stupid criminal of the week. Okay, look at this. This guy broke into a liquor store, left clues, it says. Police said Richard T. Hill of Westerville left 2 pairs of heavy-duty scissors at the store, one engraved with his name, the other with his initials. When they went to his home, they found Hill surrounded by the missing beer and lottery tickets. Oh, boy, here you go. Here's the kind of lawyers I love. Drunk driving defense. We will defend you against drunk driving. And look at the last line. We help keep you out of jail so you can make happy hour. That's why people love lawyers. Okay. Here you go. Women, you see, it's not our fault. Report says sex can drain men's memories. That's why we don't call. It's not our fault. Right there. It's not our fault. Yeah. Lines. All righty. Here you go. You know, I always pick on Kevin the Band, but ladies and gentlemen, this is from the Seattle Times. This is not a funny one. Eubanks dazzles fans with unfamiliar tunes. A great review. No, but no, you're doing new material here.
Right,
And it said Jerry, our piano player, and of course Smitty, some of the finest jazz music they have seen in a long time. So if you ever, the folks are ever on the road, go see them. Nice work, you guys. Thanks, yeah. Where was I? I was in Oregon. I was in Mississippi. I was in Vicksburg, Mississippi. That's a lovely part of the country. And someone gave me this headline I thought was interesting. You see that there? It says, sales seekers line up early for crack at lower prices. Pretty much. So apparently if you're, you know, you pay those big city prices. Why don't you? Study shows predicting baby sex a 50-50 proposition. Some are just silly, like the sweater vest. Look at this, folks. Plank elected to board. How can you pass this one up? Gas company behind bean supper. Well, duh. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. How can you not know? How can you not know? College sports in the news. MU loses Parker to academic problems. Yeah. Yeah, problem is academics. Here's the Lancaster news. Lancaster, South Carolina. Look at that. Look at that post. There's downtown Lancaster. Look at the sign. Look at the... Alive with activity! Folks, I grew up in New England. Now, this is from my... this is a school near me. Middlesex Community College, which is right near where I grew up, in near Andover, Massachusetts. This is their college catalog. I just thought I would show you this one course. You wonder... Our young people, what are they studying? Look at this. Hand washing, 3013. The basics and importance of hand washing are taught. Graphics, animation, and a game are used to create a fun and very memorable learning experience. Well, you know what? Look, there are 2 professors. Oh. Well, I just hope I get Mr. Lowell. Man, that other guy's a slave driver. Hand washing. Now, we have to investigate this. We have to send a student down to check this out. I like this. It's drive-through pharmacy. There's the pharmacist. That's Mike, and look at his name tag. Dwayne. Mike. I like this one. This is for religious things, you know, the faithful fashion, Christian T-shirts, and there's Christian figures from the Bible. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but shouldn't, look at it, getting close, shouldn't Goliath be a little bigger than David? I mean, isn't that, I mean, if David could go over and poke him in the eye, doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of the story? I mean, wasn't... Apparently, when they put one ad too close to another, look, there's the Henderson Funeral Home. Pull out, Ellen, the Henderson Funeral Home. Shop till you drop. I'm sure it's a fine restaurant, unusual name. Crapitos. Crapitos, come on. Why is nobody coming in here? Folks, I don't even understand this. This is a catalog for a hot tub. This is the strangest... I want you to look carefully at the picture now. Again, okay, look. It's a pilot. He's in a hot tub when he should be flying the plane. Look. What is that? Mayday, mayday. Why would you have a hot tub on a plane? Here's one of the, oh, here's, maybe, here you go, there's Packaway cups and bowels. Come on down to Crapitos. You know, they make a lot of disgusting stuff for kids. Look at this. This is an actual product. This is something called bubble briefs. Look at open and eat directly out of the underpants. What is that? What is that? Oh, look at this one here. Look at this one. This is a great thing here. Look at this. Big nose, instant disguise. Your friends won't recognize you. Look at this. These are Pez clowns from left to right. This clown has a Jay Leno-looking chin. Look at it. Oh, here you go. Here's a deal. Listen to this, folks. Free JCPenney brand, size 38 to 40 men's underwear. Use little, no stains. Why someone, hold on, an old lady sent me this. She must be 90. She wrote me a nice letter. This is from the Woman's Home Companion, February 1933. She had this magazine. It says, everybody loves a gentle giant. Yeah, look at this guy. Hey, mister. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, what are you doing with a kid? Folks, you have a headline. There you go. Here you are. There you go. Finn McCool's restaurant. Look, they're having a Super Bowel party, ladies and gentlemen. A Super Bowel party. Come on down there. Super Bowel party. Look at this headline. 100-year-old woman gets wish, meets Clinton. I like her quote. He's touched so many. This interesting ad that was in the paper. Look on the left. Portable CD player. Look on the other side there. World's smallest FM radio. Well, that is amazing. That is an amazing technological feat. Here's the kind of gig I like. Look at this here. Look at Bonanza Surplus City, ladies and gentlemen. Look what they have here. Non-working electric blankets, $7.99. Aren't those regular blankets? Isn't that just a blanket now? Here's a restaurant menu someone sent me. Cheese sticks, $3.99. Without cheese, $2.99. So aren't they just sticks? Aren't they? For those of you trying to lose some weight, look at this. Sensational. Diet water. You know, I love water, but ooh. If there was only... Look at this. Here you go. Here's 25 cents off 1 gallon of Kroger spring water. Gee, I wonder why it's 25 cents off, huh? I mean, the fact that it's brown, that might have something to do with it. Oh, don't let the color fool you there, Mr. Leno. Yes, you buy. I like this ad here. It's 2 pepperoni pizzas. Pepperoni Pizza and Family Restaurant. We wish all of our customers a happy, healthy new year. Look down at the bottom there. Look at that. Try our 3.5-pound cheeseburger. Finally, truth in advertising. Finally, someone, Kev, not afraid to speak up. Look at this ad in the paper. I can believe it's not butter. No, you know, they sell this stuff to kids. Someone should crack down on it. You know, they're greedy. There you go. The corporate America. Look what they're selling. There's Tony's crack yogurt. Crack yogurt. They get the kids hooked early. I guess this is for the healthy crack addict. Woo, Kev. Woo.
What's that?
Woo. This basketball game. I've heard of personal fouls. That is a personal foul. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, folks. Yes, sir, Bobby. Fouls don't get any more personal than that. No. Here's the Honeywell heat furnace. Wow, this is good. This is 24 bucks. Look at this. Duracraft Heat Express. Going closer. Look at that. Up to a 2-mile range. That's hot. Some sort of thermonuclear device, apparently. Hey, New Year's Eve millennium. Look at that. Okay, folks, watch the Times Square ball drop. Look at that bottom line on our big 13-inch screen. What is it? Oh, this is the Tennessean. And I love tennis. Lovely. In the Nashville Cup. Beautiful city.
Beautiful.
Look at this. Cuisine of India. Nashville's best Italian restaurant. Yeah. There you go. See, you know what's great about America? We incorporate so many different cultures. Look at this one here. This is Oktoberfest in Phoenix. Look at the number. Look at that. Authentic Bavarian tacos, burritos, and quesadillas. Authentic Bavarian tacos, burritos. A lot of stuff on the menu here. Hebrew National Hot Dog. Look, a big, juicy, not 100% beef, 100% dog. Real, not 100% beef, 100% dog. Here's Sticky Fingers Restaurant and Bar in historic Charleston. Look at the one. Look at under sandwiches. Try the Sticky Fingers Booger. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. A lot of calls on that one. Here is a hell of a deal. You see, you look in the paper. Look at this. No payments for 6 months. Call now. No payments. That's a hell of a deal. No, 6 months. All right, 7. No payment. Again, poorly worded sentence. What do we got? Here's a hell of a deal. Look at this. One coffin, brass handle, still in good condition, only used twice. I like this one here. This guy's honest. One-horse Americana snowblower. Track drive, good shape, used only on snowy days. I don't know. Look, this is what it says. Don't yell at me. All right, I'm going to show it to you. Okay, let's... Meatloaf. I'm sorry, this is what it says. It says meat locker. Look at the hell of a deal. Going close. West Vagina Ham. Can't beat it. $100. Folks, the other headlines. Here you go. GED diploma. You know, I got my diploma. Yeah. Get me a gooder job than I got now. Well, there are two headlines here. This is the same page of the same paper, the Mountain Press. First, read the top headline. What does it say? Snake's not as nasty as some think. There's a man holding the snake. Go down the bottom story. Orphans of snake handlers in court. Someone picked these up for me at a restaurant. Look, see their little, see it's salt, pepper. Just little things you'd see. But I like this, look there. That's what I like. You see, nice thing, this salt is sugar-free. Sugar-free. I'd like some pepper, but do you have sugar-free? Oh, yeah. I think we can accommodate you. I don't think I'll be going to this one. Sweethearts gather for annual dance. And what a lovely group they are. Huh? Yeah, there you go. You need any more proof that our school budget is slashed to the bone? Look at this school menu for Monday. Fish nuggets, coleslaw, fruit cup, and puppy chow. Well... Laser vision correction. What a racket this gig is. Look at this guy here. Look at the guy. See, Jerry Allen, look, 10:58. Okay? Jerry Allen, a minute later, 10:59. He's not only lost the glasses, he's changed his shirt in less than a minute. Look, it's a minute later, would you? You know, you're doing the guy's eyes. Take another minute. At this rate, he's doing 60 guys an hour. You're on. Kev, I got this for you. This is something odd. It's called Grow a Date.
Grow a Date? Grow a Date?
Grow a Date. It says, I don't know how it works. It says, fully immerse the Grow a Date in a large container of room temperature water. Allow your Grow a Date to remain untouched for several hours for full growth.
Wow.
This might be just a thing.
That might be cool, man.
Let me see. We got some water here. All right, we'll put this in here. And we'll see if our date grows.
All right. That's good, that's good.
Okay, there you go there. Pictured above is Dr. Kathy Johnson, owner of Pet Resort, with her husband. And this, apparently, here's an ad for the Sony 53-inch projection TV. Now, go in close on the dad. Is there any reason the dad has vampire teeth? Look out, little girl! Run for your life!
What's that?
Lack of streetlights, one reason for darkness. Okay, school to teach abstinence. Then look at the highlighted part. The goal is to postpone abstinence until marriage, said Amy McBride. Yeah. Psychics predict world didn't end yesterday. I love it when people call the cops. Trees stolen. Someone sawed 2 4-foot trees to ground level from the front yard of this house, blah, 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 blah. The trees were valued at $250, and if you've seen them, they are described as green in color. Here's another genius. Driver eludes police. Police pursued the vehicle, speeds 65 to 80 miles an hour. Other patrol vehicles assisted in boxing in the fleeing suspect. Suspect told the officers he thought he was giving a police escort home, and that's why he didn't stop. Okay, here's the age we live in. Guard stands next to defibrillator, which would be used if a death row inmate suffered a heart attack prior to his execution. Bizarre, isn't it? Let's see what we got here. What are you saying, Mike? 2 more. All right, let's go. Get to the big lab. This one's kind of fun. Articles wanted. This guy's looking for lead weights that fit in boxing gloves called Bluto. Bluto. We got one more after this one. This one is kind of odd. This is upper torso strength and endurance test. Not sure what these 2 young ladies are doing here. And finally, when they need a laugh, go to the president. Clinton's firmness got results. Now, I'll say, certainly did. Folks, yeah, let's see how our date is coming. Has our date grown any? Ooh.
What's my date, man?
Our date feels kind of slimy, but it hasn't grown.
Man.
Folks, you have the headlines. Here's grammar at its finest. This is the Weekly Mail from Chicago. County enters Y2K without no problems. Okay. Styling moose. Hey, Bullwinkle. Kev, here's where we're going.
What's that?
Oh, boy, this is the deal of the century. This is Huntley's Liquor. Open all New Year's Eve, all-you-can-eat mayonnaise. Woo, what a feast! Kev, you ever try this?
What's that?
This is Bordeaux's butt paste. I don't know what that is.
Butt paste.
I don't even want to know what that is.
I give it a try. I'll try it.
Try anything once. Dog bite injuries? Call Harry Stump. That looks like a lot more than a bite there, Mr. Stump. I like this ad. You think this was placed by some former disgruntled employee? Irritating shoddy jewelers since 1955. Here's some Valentines. Show your Valentine you really care. Bring your Valentine in for a candlelight dinner on Monday at Dairy Queen. Oh, yeah. What says I love you more than that, huh? Here's a nice one. 3rd annual Valentine's machine gun shootout. Now, good food is always going to cost you a little bit more. I think most people know that. Look at these submarine sandwiches. Now, I'm going to go down the list there. There's a roast beef. There's turkey. There's ham. Go to the bottom there, Ellen. There's peanut butter and jelly. $150. But it is the best damn peanut butter and jelly. I like this. It's what happens when you have stuff printed in other countries. The latest style of instant ice maker. Go in close. Read along with me. Ice of shape half-circled and flat so that ice drop out from ice maker directly that while ice making and taking out ice without hands, applying hands to touch ice. Healthy first! How many didn't know that Dear Abby was working as a Borg? I like this one here. Okay, 4 veterans come together. And look what it says. Stephen Stills left Neil Young performed with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young at a recent concert at Auburn Hills to kick off the band's first tour in 225 years. All right. I don't... Now, what does that headline say? New veterinarian clinic coming to Port Charlotte. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. It says, new veterinarian clinic coming. Veterans may not have to travel to either St. Petersburg or Fort Myers for primary medical care. They can now go to the new veterinarian's clinic. Okay, look at this. There's new births. There's Morgan Abigail Hughes. She weighs 8 pounds, 195 inches long. You are witnessing the birth of a supermodel, ladies and gentlemen. What else we got here? I don't even understand some of these. This is how much more trusting Canadian. You ever been to Canada? The loveliest people, aren't they? Have the loveliest, most trusting people in Canada. Now, this is how the difference between Canada and the United States. Look at driver's license checkpoint set. Ontario. Ontario police are conducting a driver's license checkpoint today in an effort to keep unlicensed drivers off the road. Police will stop drivers and check their licenses from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. on southbound Archibald Avenue and Walnut Street. Look at this. Motorists not wanting to drive through the checkpoint will have a street to turn onto before the posted stop. You see? Those are lovely people. 1 minute. Oh, who wouldn't want one of these, huh? That's the way to get them. Deep-fried lawyers. You ever wonder why girls' volleyball are getting more and more popular? This may explain it. Actually, here are some pretty embarrassing. Ooh. These guys seem to know each other just a little too well. Hey, still a lot better off than this guy. Ow! Ow! And what better to lead into Howard Stern, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back right after this. We have a headline taking care of the Tonight Show. Not really a headline, just an interesting item. It's called My First Kitchen. Look for ages, go up in the corner, look for ages 3 and up. And what's more fun for a 3-year-old than this? Look at this, that's like a corkscrew, pretty much. Nice shiny. And is this sharp enough for a 3-year-old? Dangerous thing that is. Aromatherapy. It says this aromatherapy incense, through the power of nature, uses botanical blends to increase your headache. You know, my head's not throbbing enough. Could you light some of that smelly crap, please? There you go. This is the courthouse. Look at this story. Hole in roof may be cause of leak. And then they show the, look at the courthouse, look at the member of the court standing. You know, Bob, I think it might be that hole in the roof. Women in solitary confinement are lonely, $13,000 study says. And Alan Keyes running for president as a Republican. Look at this. This might be the problem. Look, Keyes winning over Iowans. Yeah, he's got that guy enthralled, doesn't he? Yeah, just keep talking, Al. Republican contender George W. Bush cuts a couple of fresh lines in the white powder yesterday. I don't know what's appealing about this. Only one hotel gives you 2 nights and crabs for $169. How do we do it? We don't change the sheets. That's how we do it. Now, maybe they should get the priorities straight. Needed cocaine users who want to quit smoking. You know, why don't we get rid of the cocaine first? Maybe I'm wrong. Kev, have you ever had this yogurt?
What's that?
Now, what plant is that in the yogurt there? Maybe I'm wrong. Just some
very good yogurt.
Very good yogurt? Yeah.
Excellent yogurt.
What would make Valentine's Day special? Frank Keenan. To have someone send me flowers, candy, and lingerie. I got this in the mail. This is a thing from my cable company asking for research. I like this question right here, the one that's highlighted. Are you male or female? Yes or no? Male or female? Yes or no? Yeah, hoo-wee. Oh, it's clear probably there. Oh, no, I guess it's clear that way. Hoo-wee. Farmland, mini Maple River, whole boneless ice cream. Here's 3 bottles. One question interview. Fraternities at the University of Iowa have banned liquor. How do you feel about that? Look at this guy. Here you go. I don't think you'll hear it. Plenty of time to take up drinking after college. Yeah. That man there? Yeah. Where's that guy? That's Monty LaPel. You know how old he is? 28 years old, okay? That's a lot of hard drinking, Monty. Here's a beautiful older home. Carversville, 1862. Stone house, yeah. And it mentioned that it's tipping over. Why do all the cakes come out lopsided, honey? Oh, never mind that sinkhole. That's all right. Once we fix the septic tank, that'll be fine. Look at this one. Great Southwestern-style home located on the lakeside of the highway with a terrifying view. I don't know why this one made me laugh. I don't know if anybody else will like it. Newport Beach, Narcissus Avenue. A mirror worth $100 was stolen. narcissistic. Here's one from the Nike people. Smaller babies have lower incomes. Well, sure. Yeah. I like when they have to tell you stuff, you know? Value home centers. Okay, see the $5? Look what it says. This is not legal tender. So if you clip a bunch of those out and head to Vegas, you're going to be terribly disappointed. Who is the most important person of the past 100 years? Look at Derek Digger. Hulk Hogan. Because one week he's flabby, next week he's buff. Baby Jesus, found on Southwest 43rd Street in Agnew. Baby Jesus. I like this one. Family Month, there you go. Newport Spa, 1995. Yeah, it'd be nicer if it had some water in it. Why would you sit in an empty pool? Hello? Am I the only one that sees that? How we doing, Mike? Two more? You get yourself $1.99, get yourself some of them ass pickles. Yeah. Big John. Nothing like a big jaw ass pickle. Woo-wee. Love them ass pickles. Yes, sir, Bob. Woo-wee. You know, I don't know. You think people know what they're doing when they write this stuff? Gore getting a lift from Clinton's spurt. Well, I'll say, oh boy, I don't know. How can they not know? They have a headline, Senate care that can go. Look at this. Study finds link between alcohol and passing out. I wonder what the link could be. Read carefully. Pay attention to the details. Now, Kev, I know you're a big Ken Griffey Jr. fan, right?
Oh, of course, man.
You know, the man's let himself go. Look at this.
No, man.
Griffey arrives at Reds complex. Yeah. I tell you, guys, a couple of weeks off and boom. I put this one in for George W. Bush. I thought he might get a kick out of it. This is a picture from the Georgetown Democratic Party headquarters. It's Democratic headquarters. Democratic headquarters. Oh, man. Here you go. If you got any friends in the NRA, they'll love this. It's the shotgun shell wreath. Look at that. An imaginative shooter with flair came up with this idea. And what says Christmas more other than 50, 60 rounds of ammunition? This one. Get out of jail fast. I saw this in the phone book. Harry's Bonding Company. Your feet will be on the street in a heartbeat. And look at the bottom line. If you're arrested while wearing our T-shirt, we'll bond you for free. So if you're going to commit a crime, get one of their shirts first. You know, the influence on children, Kev, it's terrible. You see why kids turn to drugs. It's cereals like this. Choco Crack cereal. There you go.
Choco Crack.
It's crack with extra sugar on it. You know, sometimes honesty is not the best policy. Pontiac 87 Fiero must sell. Wife too fat for car. I like the new wife is too fat for the car. What was the old wife? Free gift. Buy this for only $1.99. Buy one enema, get a second enema as a free gift. And what could be a more personal gift than that, really? Detroit Free Press, truancy session, poorly attended. I don't know why. We asked the kids to come in. What happened? Alrighty. Donation of pet food will benefit needy seniors. Oh, please. They'll give you a little dish that says Grandpa on the side, a little plastic bowl. How horrible is that? You know, are people just going nuts? Don't we have editors? Look at this one. Grant program ensures students reading by 4th grade. Missing finger fireworks now at 2 locations. Stop by and see Fast Eddie or Honest Earl. Here's something from the police log. Look at this. Man reported to police he was missing a watch and $100 from his home in East Oak, also missing the woman he brought home the previous night. I can't imagine what happened. It's the President's Day sale. Yes, one President Ben Franklin over dealer invoice. You all remember President Ben Franklin, don't you? Hello? Recently, Dr. Irving Smiler left with his wife, Elaine. Apparently not quite through with the shots. What do you got? One more? One more. I don't even understand this. Valentine's love pole, 6.5 inch, $13.99. I don't even know what that is. Can't even imagine what that is. Folks, you have a... Hi, Darva. There's Darva. You know, people are getting dumber and dumber. Look, this is a plastic ball, okay? It's a plastic ball. You buy, you play, okay? This has directions on it. These are legal. Okay, it says here, place ball in hand, call dog by name, and then throw ball. You know, it's like we're idiots now. Look, you know, look at this. Students become bilingual by studying in 2 languages. Okay, perhaps that's an isolated incident. Look at this. Smith wins spelling bee. Maybe she can use that win to get, look, a freshman scholarship. Scholarship. My spelling bee got me a scholarship. Look at this. Help your child succeed in school. Child care will be provided for toddlers up to 12 years old. You know, if your 12-year-old is still toddling, here's your government at work. Look at this. Scientists say the reason the Alabama sturgeon is so rare as to seem endangered is that there is no such fish. There never was. Efforts to protect it, economists point out, are a waste of money. And of course, stupid kids give us stupid criminals. Look at this guy. Unarmed 43-year-old man entered the Wells Fargo bank on Main Street, demanded $1,000, $100 bills. The teller told the man to go out and wait in his car, and the bank employees would bring him the money. Man was sitting in his car, and the police and the FBI showed up. This is my favorite story of the week.
What's that?
I love this story here. It's killed me. It's Ottawa, Canada. We have some Canadians here. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Church closes food bank because it attracts poor people. A busy church food bank known for offering warm drinks and snacks has announced its closing because it's attracting too many wrong type of people. A lot of street people. That made us uncomfortable. What's your name, Jesus? Get out of here! That barefoot man in those rags, get away! Too many poor people. I guess you know the head of Coca-Cola. Look at this. First, look at the headlines. It says, Coke can 6,000 and biggest layoff ever. And look at that. There's Douglas Daft Cokehead. He's a cokehead. That's his problem. Anybody had laser skin resurfacing? You have to be very careful. Look at this. How to age gracefully with laser skin resurfacing. Really, that's Al Jolson, apparently, ladies and gentlemen. Swanee, baby, I love you. Yeah. Okay, yeah, look at that delicious treat. New crop of strawberries. Look a little unripe to me. I'm not quite ripe. You know, I say spend the extra money and get clean toothbrushes. You know? Oh, sure, you could save $1. You know, proms have changed. You know, when I was a kid, I don't know if you did this, Kev. Did you decorate the high school gym for your prom?
I didn't go to my prom.
You didn't go to your prom. Oh, that's right, you couldn't get a date. I forgot, yeah. But that's what we did. We decorated the prom, you know, your dad drove you. Look at this. Prom accessories. Really? Are those prom accessories? What prom is that? Man.
I went to that prom.
What prom is that?
I'd have gone to that
Bet you
prom.
wish you went now.
Yeah.
This doesn't look too appetizing. Pea candy and dispenser. Look at this. Rapid weight loss. Free samples lose 305 pounds every week. That seems excessive to me. Seems like it would be a bit much. More idiots, more stupid people. Cardinal serving tray. Exactly like the sandpiper serving tray, only different. This tray features cardinals, which happen to be the state bird of over 75 U.S. states. Here's bond jumpers. People have jumped bond. Now look at the first guy. There's Douglas. There's $10,000 reward. Look at the next guy. $500. Next guy, $25. I like the last guy. Look at this. $3.50 reward. You know, what are people thinking? Look at this ad. Old mattress, urine-soaked, very smelly, not fit for human use. Give it to a dog or something. Why would you go down to the newspaper, stand in line, pay money, and place that ad? There's the Valentine shaking gorilla with banana. What that has to do with Valentine's Day, I don't know. Look at this. Falcons fold in second half. You know, there's a guy that can jump. All right? Wow. Who was that guy? I like this. Question of the week. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Rams or the Titans? Look at this guy. Titans, because when they win, they score more points than the other team. Got how many more?
One.
One more. We got... all right. Go right to this one. You know, poor Clinton. You know, women just go nuts for him. They just go nuts for him. Here's Spain's Queen Sofia. Look at this. Just going nuts for Clinton. Look at that. There she is. That's Queen Sofia. The guy's got something. I don't know what it is. He just got it. Folks, you got a headline. Here's one from my hometown paper, the Boston Globe. Take steps to deal with dangerous dog. And boy, what a dangerous looking dog that is. You don't attempt to approach the animal. Here's a poorly worded sentence there. Students cook and serve grandparents. Here's Hairman's hair replacement. I love the... Are you tired of masquerading as a bald man? That's what it's... Look at this. Well, look at that. There you go. Look at the before and after picture. Pretty much. Look at yeah. But you go from Ed Asner to the lead singer from Air Supply. Look, it's not even the same guy. Look, before and after. Look at the guy. I'm going to show you the headline. I'm going to read you the story. You know, there are some people... Okay, look at this. It says, 7-foot alligator attacks couple who went for midnight swim. Okay, and you go, oh, that's too bad. It's terrible. They go for a midnight swim. Dazes, that's the lady's name, who received 75 stitches on her leg, said they should have been more careful. We'd been sitting near the water talking before it got dark and saw the gator stick his head out of the water a couple of times before we went in. That guy doesn't know how lucky he is. Is that a gator? Oh, yeah. You know, this is my favorite picture of the week. Synchronized swimmer Megan Kinney, 14, of Encino, with her team. Now, there she is. There's Megan. Doesn't Megan look terrific? That's her. That's her in the back row. Isn't she something, huh? Look at this. Items include 200 items. These are things they serve at the restaurant. Some are delicious. Look at that one there. Roast duck. What is that? What is that? What is that? Pterodactyl? What is that? Did I see that in Jurassic Park? What is that? You know, I'm going to pass on the roast duck right now. Here says the blotter, Crime Watch. Look at that. Elgin. 5 $25 bills were stolen between midnight and 8 a.m. So, folks, those should be easy to spot. If someone gives you a $25 bill... Crime Watch. On March 1st, something was stolen from someone at the baseball field. If you have any information, like what was stolen and when it happened, please give us a call. Nothing funnier to me than stupid criminals. Here you go. An Apollo Loco restaurant was robbed. I'm going to read this to you. The first tip-off that the robbery of Apollo Loco might have been an inside job was the shirt one of the robbers was wearing. The man burst in the restaurant wearing an Apollo Loco employee shirt with his name on it. He was soon apprehended. Bob, hey, how'd you know it was me? You know, I don't know why we have such a problem in this country with spelling. Lately, it's like nobody knows how to... Is it the computer thing? Nobody writes? Nutrients like those in breast milk appear to make babies smarter. Here you go. New mistake-proof grammar. Spelling bee. Is that hard? Is that a hard 2 words to spell? Okay, Friendly Hill students knocked out of spelling bee regionals. Okay. Robert Toombs, spelling bee. Or you might want to go to the spearing bee. Mathematics and English teacher wanted. A friend of mine got this in a fortune cookie and gave it to me. Fortune cookie in a Chinese restaurant. A gambler not only will lose what he has, but will also lose what he doesn't have. Today's lucky number, 712 7. Here's the craft fair. Look at that, folks. What a deal. Admission $2. Adults under 12, free. It's pretty much Gary Coleman, isn't it? That's about it. You know, if you're going to go drinking, drink sensibly. I would not recommend this product. Seagram's VD. Yeah, that does not... Now, this is Monogram bathroom tissue. Look at their slogan. The choice of food service professionals. You know, before I come back out to your table with your food, I always... You know, we got to pay teachers more money. I'm sorry, we have to pay teachers more money. You know, look, I'll tell you this way. Look at this. This is so unbelievable. Just to show you I'm not making it up, here's the actual clip. Several teachers at Lindsay Thurber High in Red Deer, Alberta, reacted to a bomb threat note found in the classroom by sending students out to search lockers to find the bomb. One teacher offered extra credit. Here's the Daily Californian. Question, do you think it is reasonable for the city council to ban small concealable handguns? Francis Phelps, it's common sense. Why would you allow people to walk around with guns? I think people with guns should be shot in the face. One more? And finally, well, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what this guy's up to here. It says back injury on the job? I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Maybe stick to doing your job, pal. You wouldn't have a back injury, okay? Oh, boy, this is going to hurt his campaign, Kev. Look at this. Drug offenders serving less prison time. Can you go in close? Look at what is Bush doing there? Oh, boy, look at that. Caught red-handed. Yeah, red-handed. Yeah. Yow. Gas cloud prompts evacuation of colon. Ow. Stay away from the burrito. Here's Low Country Barbecue and Buffet. This here is a Low Country Barbecue and Buffet located in the Old Clock Restaurant. Look at this. They're going upscale. Look at that. We now have silverware. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You see them uptown folk using utensils. We can use them. I don't know why this made me laugh. This makes me laugh as much as anything I've ever seen. It's just so stupid. Conference tables, special. Oh, yeah, that's a hell of a conference. All right, come on, let's get everybody around the table. Can you folks hear me at the other end of the conference table? That's new Microsoft conference table now. That's it right there. I'm sorry, I take it back. This one makes me laugh. This is so stupid. This is Atkins Diet. This is some kind of pill. There it is. And I like the... There's right there. Look at it going close. Not actual size. Apparently, that's not. It says take 3 of those every day. Here's the Fayetteville Exchange Club proudly announces the annual bean supper and silent auction. You know, I don't think it's going to be quite as silent as perhaps we had anticipated. Now, this seems rather cruel. And a lovely woman. She's on West Wing, one of my favorite actresses. You all know her, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that's going close. Stockyard Channing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't confuse it with Stockard Channing, the lovely actress. That's Stockyard. This is creepy. Florida Dental Center. One day, do all your teeth in one day. And look at the difference. Look at that. Look at the before picture. Here's the guy. Apparently, he was a homeless guy with no teeth. And now, look at him now. Apparently, photography not in wide use in the Florida area. So there's some sort of police sketch artist. Tony Montana, huh? You want to buy some gold and silver chains, huh? Ah, come on, you want it? You want to meet my little friend, huh? Here's the police log. December 27th, 7:05, vehicle driven by David King struck an illegally parked deer on US 59. How many times you see deer just hanging by the side of the road? Need crushed ice? We have bags and bags. Great for making drinks, $24.95 per bag. Look at that note. Not responsive of salt, gravel, bits of dirt, or cat litter found in the ice. Here's a clever guy. Here is one clever guy. He's got a spa for sale. Look at that. Hot tub. Seats 1 man, 5 women. Pretty good. This guy's phone's ringing off the hook. How stupid is this? Spy glasses take pictures in secret. Yeah. Look at that. They may look like ordinary sunglasses, but they actually hold a hidden autofocus camera. Oh, boy, yeah, surprise somebody with that, pretty much. You know something? People are so stupid. People are no smarter than they were 300, 500 years ago. Look at this product. I mean, increase sexual confidence with pouch magnet in your pants pocket or underwear. No, go on close. Small but powerful magnet designed to sit invisibly at the bottom of your trouser pocket or in the pouch of your underwear, where it continually bathes the male organ in a gentle, energized magnetic field. I mean, how... Hey, Mom, why is Dad stuck to the refrigerator? Like that, I can't get up. I can't get up the refrigerator. I mean, how bad is that?
Oh, thank you.
One of my favorite areas, dumb criminals. Says Florida jail escapee caught asking for directions. An inmate who broke out of the Santa Rosa County Jail last month was captured in Georgia after he flagged down a police officer and asked directions to a known drug dealer. I guess wearing that county prison shirt didn't help me either. Here's a wonderfully bad taste item. Wonderfully bad taste. It's called the Spirit of Titanic. Look at that. It's a snow globe with the sunken ship in it. I guess if you shake it, little bodies float around in it. There's a store with their new spring colors. Beautiful ones, aren't they? Beautiful, beautiful spring colors. What do we got? Go to weddings? All right, go to weddings. Let's see what we have here. Some people getting married. Okay. Some of these are kind of interesting. Here's the Rector Carr wedding. There's the Keen Belcher wedding. Yeah, folks, it's the Bare Bosom wedding. It's the Growing Long wedding. Yeehaw! It's the Johnson Duncan. You boys like that cowboy sex? It's the Ryder Moore wedding. You don't want to miss this one, the Bayonet Bender wedding. The Lickin' Ick-Off wedding. And my favorite, folks, it's the Pullin' Wood wedding. There it is right there. Here's a badly written headline from the Daily Item. Protesters protest, protest signs protest. Here's the Iowa Farmer Today. Apparently, maybe not a lot happens in Iowa. This is a huge headline. I'm sure it's a lovely place. I've never had this happen. Poop pellets could pass for party snacks, so please. So you farm kids, be careful at those parties. Okay, don't eat the red raisins. Here's your school system. Here you go. Customer can't order half a dozen McNuggets. This guy says, I went to McDonald's, I looked at the menu, saw you could have an order of 6, 9, or 12 chicken McNuggets. I asked for half a dozen McNuggets. Kids said, we don't have half a dozen. You can only get 6. There you go. Before taking to the ice with friends, Peter Linden, 13, of Denville, says he uses his 300-pound dad to test whether the ice will hold. Here you go. Okay, I just want to show you the headline before I show you what many people consider the humorous part. I'm not sure of this word. It said, young man's life improved after orthoganic, am I saying that right? Orthoganic surgery. Okay? I'm going to read the story. Young man, young Brian, 6 years old, dentist informed him the boy's underbite would only worsen over time. They went on, the purpose of it, he had no self-esteem. He was self-conscious about his looks, his eating habits. He was afraid to go out of the house. The kid says, I look like Jay Leno. I look like Jay Leno. We got to call this kid and see what he looks like. I think he's a rather handsome young man before that horrible surgery disfigured him. No, being silly. Being silly. It just made me laugh. I look like, it was horrible. I look like Jay Leno. I don't even understand this product. Who would make this thing? Look at this for kids. Look at this, kids. It's Easter bomb bags. Squeeze the mystical object inside the bag, explodes in 5 seconds. And what better gift for Easter than an exploding bag? What is that? Here you go. There's puppies for sale. Looking for new homes. Mom, German Shepherd. Dad, one-night stand. Think a Republican place this for sale. One 10-month-old jackass, small, named Al Gore. Called GWB. I wonder who that would be. Boy, talk about feathering your own nest. Look at this. Free jelly beans with every package of Colgate toothpaste. Explain this to me. This is Adopt Options, the County Humane Society. There's Shadow. Look at the cat. Look what it says, 2.5 years old. Loves making biscuits on your lap. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, this is so stupid. We're easy to find. This guy's got a store. It's a hardware store. And look at the map. You see? See, they're right on Main Street. You see how? What could be easier to find than that? This is Men Seeking Women. Ambulance chasing attorney recently disbarred and currently under indictment seeks lady for honest relationship. Here's one from my home state of Massachusetts, Kev.
All right.
Look at this. Well, you know what? You know, if you want to be a policeman in Boston, you have to live in Boston. You know that? It's a residency requirement. Look at this. 4 police officers petitioned the city to be exempted from the 24-year-old residency rule requires police to live in Boston within a year of employment. The officers want to move outside the city, claiming it's too dangerous for police to live in Boston. Here we go. Stupid criminals. My favorite part of the show. Look at this. I'm going to show you the headline. Telltale clue trips up bank robbery suspect. What could the telltale clue be? Well, this bank robber yesterday saved Jacksonville police some time by writing the demand note on the back of a police report of his previous arrest. Here's another genius. Get a look at that face. It says, William Rogers. This guy attacked a barmaid with a 2x4. Rogers heard about a composite sketch that was hanging in the bar. He went down to the bar to see if it looked like him, and the police arrested him. You think this looks like me? This seems real inappropriate for the New York Times, okay? What does it say? It's the New York Times. See right there, New York Times. Yankees Clemens appears to have extension in hand, and look at the photo. This is so bizarre. We asked, what period in the history of the world do you think of the all-time worst? This is Nick Ennis. Look what he says. I think, obviously, that period of monkey-man hybrid during evolution was probably the least fun. I would hate to have lived as a grunting, drooling ape without the sense to bathe or the means to prevent massive amounts of body hair from engulfing my being. Plus, I look like Jay Leno. How many more? 1 minute? One more. Let's see what we have. What's a good one? One more. Well, this last one's very odd. This is the something club. Mike Hosty plays with himself Tuesday, the 25th. Folks, you have a headline. Take care of the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, 3000 West Alameda Avenue, Burbank, California. California. Hey, folks, you think you had a bad day? Oh, I had a terrible day. Oh, it was awful. No. You had a good day, okay? This guy had a bad day. I'm going to show you the headline. Louisiana heart bypass patient sues after circumcision. Look at that. Robert Bangs went into a state charity hospital for heart bypass, came out circumcised. Mr. Hoover said Mr. Banks is too terrified to go on any more operations. You thought your HMO was bad. Ah! I don't know why these always make me laugh. Dennis Mott, marketing professor, speaks to a small crowd in front of the law library. And boy, that's a real small crowd, isn't it? That's just the smallest crowd I have ever seen in my life. Is this really a good toy for kids? Okay, I don't think we need to go any further. I like this one here. This is a scene near Highway 14, 1 mile east of Lewiston in southeastern Minnesota. Some folks think this may have been a tornado. I don't want those folks to jump to... Why don't you wait here before you jump to any conclusion? Black man screwed again, Kev.
Of course, of course.
Minority managers obscure how few reach the summit. And look at the picture. There's a picture of Barry Rand. That's his eyebrow and his hair. You know, I thought it was a map of the moon. I was looking at it. That's Barry's picture in the paper.
There you go.
Here's a Fisher Price bib, only 99 cents. Look at the bibs. I love my daddy. I love my mommy. Who my daddy? You know, people are real. How stupid are people? This is look at this. This is the Fat Begone ring. You see that? It says this. Okay, it says there's a popular belief that you can lose weight in various parts of your body by applying pressure to one of your fingers. So you're wearing this ring, you lose weight. But look what it says at the bottom. Ring is not being sold as a medical device. For best results, maintain a nutritionally balanced diet and exercise regularly. Oh, here's a lovely toy for kids. Oh, oh. The Titanic slide. Look. Look. You can have fun like the real passengers in Titanic. Here's another example of how stupid people are getting. You know when you go to a fast food restaurant, I don't know if you ever noticed this, you know the cash registers don't have money, don't have numerical symbols. They have pictures of the food on them now because people are so stupid they can't up like 10 and 5, so they have like 1 hamburger, 2 hamburger. This is a phone. Instead of putting speed dial, putting the name, you put pictures of things you want to... And now look at the center. Whose dog has a cell phone? What? Honey, get me Rex on the phone right away, would you please? He's on the speed dial. Yeah. I think it's a cell number on there. This killed me. I'm sorry. Every time I see this, I laugh. And I mean, this is the 730. This is a safety card for Canadian Airlines. Okay, 737 safety card. You know, it's got all the. Like I'll show you. I'm going to show you here. Okay, you know all the different things you're supposed to do, right? Okay. And now, look at the guy leaving the plane. Who is that guy? Look at the guy. What the, is that the penguin? Who is that? What is that? Is that way Canadians dress when they go out? Is that I don't know why I love that. Makes me laugh. All right. Folks, you're thirsty? Try some delicious Clorox bleach drinks. Yeah. You know, the trick to advertising is make things sound appealing. Sell the sizzle, not the steak. There's some dead green bananas. I got this in my windshield. Eliminate unnecessary waste. No more flyers. This is in my windshield. Here's Stefan Alexandre. He's a hairstylist, master stylist. And look at that lovely, there you go. Women, you want to be taken seriously in the workplace. That's the hairstyle. Yeah. Not good if you're a cab driver. Okay, here's MasterCard, executive business card. There you go. Look at that card. The Young Women's Christian Ass. Could I see your ass card, please? Folks, I looked at this for 10 minutes, and then I realized how scary it was. Look at the photo. Now, the mom has 3 hands. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay, all right. How scary is that? Keep an eye on those kids. Scary as that. And women, I don't know women's fashions, I'm sorry. I'm thinking that woman could probably wear these pants. Women, explain that to me, okay? I don't even know what that is, because, you know, I have a pair of pants like that, but And what's sweeter than placing a personal ad in the paper that your loved one could see? Look at this one. Buckwheat. I'm sorry for what I did. I do love you and hope you can forgive me. Would love to marry you. Love always, the hoe. Buckwheat. I love it. That was so beautiful, buckwheat. Look at this one. Auto accidents? Come see Dr. Larry Castro. There's Dr. Larry right there. Yes, can I help you? Where are you feeling the pain? Let me see what we got here. Here you go, man. Washing instructions. Do not dry clean, do not iron. Is that a problem, guys? Honey, would you take my jock down to the dry cleaners, please? Folks, I'm going to show you this one. I don't even think I have to say anything. You can read it yourself. Oh, what the hell will end while we're ahead, folks? Alrighty. These always amuse me. Mayor Robert Bridges, 3rd from right, and other Statham city official pose for picture with Ernie the Keebler elf, 4th from left. Would you really look at it? Let me read the caption. Oh, 4th from the left. There we go. Can you see the caption? 4th from left. There you go. I like this one. This is kind of cool. I'm like a Waterford boy, 8 years old, saves sister's life, uses the Heimlich maneuver, which he learned from TV. Look at this. I wouldn't do it again. She's been a pain this week. If you read the Daily Record, briefly, today's paper may be late. Some Daily Record readers may be. So if you wonder why I haven't gotten your paper yet, just get your paper, and it's right in there. Someone sent me this. Wonka Thrills Candy. Look at their slogan. The gum that tastes like soap. Probably why you haven't heard of it. Here's Dr. Gott. Stool softener can help remove earwax buildup. You know, you might want to think about changing your diet, really. Talk about something for brains. Anyway, here you go. American students, why our school system is the best. If you were going to be an exchange student in an Asian country, which one would it be? Mike Young, senior? I would go probably France. You wonder why kids are screwed up? Read the school lunches. Let's see. Knox County school lunch. Look at Friday, April 28th. Rings of life, meatloaf, twisters, ground covers, mulch, roots, clouds, peaches, dirt pie, and energy fluid. Yeah, we have good diets in this country. There's Novak's Bar and Grill. Buy one booger, get one free. There you go. Buy one booger, get one free. Might enjoy that with some assorted Pop Secret microwave bleach. Here you go. I love this one here. Look at super mini ear. Now see that? What do you think that is, folks? What do you think that is? Hearing aid. Yeah, the hearing aid, right? Of course, super mini ear. Look, small size, fits right in your ear. Lightweight, got a volume control. Look what it says. We're required by some government agencies in some areas to state that this is not to be used as a hearing aid. Apparently, that must be the stool you get in your ear for the wax. So what is it? It's just a thing you put in your ear. This is a bank. This is the most disgusting bank I've seen. Look where you put the money in this dog bank. What is that? What is that? Is that really going to get you to save? Ooh, you know, I'm not putting a coin in that. Here's Dr. God again. You know, the guy just had the put stool softener in your ear. Look at this question. Dr. God, will a sunscreen protect against nuclear radiation? You know, I'm not a physician. I'm guessing no. Honestly. Gee, I had number 48 on. How stupid are people? I mean, if you're smart enough to write a letter, how do you even ask this question? Who played the part of E.T., or was it an alien? There's Dismore Homes. Look at that two-bath, walk-in closet, and 2 large panties with every house you buy, folks. Two big panties in everything. Here's another house here. Exquisite Eastern home awaits private 3.5-acre view. Guest house. Look at the last sentence. Comes with enormous poop. Look at that, enormous poop. That's why they gave you the big panties. Who doesn't know this? How can you be in the newspaper and not know the Beatles reunite? Writing book brings 3 of the 4 brothers together. Wow. Hey, they were brothers, right? What's that, like a $5 question on Regis? Duh. Again, these ones with captions always make me laugh. There's Tim Morrissey. Clears undergrowth and blueberry rows at the Eberhard farm off Steamboat Island, and Sunday looking on his 10-year-old son, Thomas. He's a good-looking boy, isn't he? Look at this. Here's Salon Kellogg. David says, I knew a new hairstyle for you. Apparently, Rasputin is the... Come in and get your hair cut by David. Folks, if you're as concerned as I am about gum control, do you love the way car dealers talk? Galant, ranked #1 for the 1st consecutive year. Breathable air, high-rise fires, breathable air. Look at this device here. You take the thing, you stick it in the toilet. Folks, you might want to flush before you start breathing the air. Look at this kid here. Brooke Sample of Harrisburg arrested at the Sigma Chi House at 2:30 a.m. for public intoxication. According to the report, the nude subject was humping a stop sign. Brooke, if you're watching, give us a call. Brooke Sample of Harrisburg. The sign said stop. All right. One last one. And you can't get away without at least one of these. Lewinsky back on her feet. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know, folks, this photographer should be fired on this newspaper because the first rule of photography, you don't take people's picture standing in front of a steer head. Look at this. You're in great hands with hair handlers. Now look at it. There you go. First rule. You know, rather than say Yogi Bear and Scooby-Doo visit children, look at this headline. Huge bear and 6-foot dog have children for breakfast. Portable toilet bombed. Police have nothing to go on. College kids getting dumber? I don't know. I'm not passing judgment. It says, what do you like most about college life? And they talked to a bunch of kids. Here's Clinton Shane Taylor from East Central Oklahoma. First of all, I like having the responsibility of living solo. Second, the women flock to me like the salmon of Capistrano. Yes. You've all seen the salmon swim upstream to Capistrano. Okay, here's the Spokane African-American voice.
There you go.
The voice of the brothers in the Spokane area. Here you go. Look at this. Bob lost the photo. I put it in. Here's Crystal Thompson of North Ridgeville. Won the teenage division of the Cleveland Coast to Coast pageant and was voted Miss Overall Photogenic. And what a lovely woman she is. There she is. That's what you call a white girl, Kev. That's a white girl. Got this on our fax machine here at the office. Fax advertising works. Boy, it sure does, doesn't it? Yeah. Quote, former Vice President Dan Quayle.
Okay.
It isn't pollution that is harming the environment. It's the impurities in our air and our water that's doing it. Okay, free puppies, part Spitz, Dachshund, and Pekingese. That, of course, would be a Nissan now. Now, here's the Marco Island Eagle. Bellman says he fought another Bellman. There's a whole story. Nonetheless, a witness says he did not see anything. Then he is not a witness! I didn't see anything either. Why am I a witness? Gee, I wonder why they're not selling department. Mrs. Paul's dreaded fish sticks. Here's Joanne Barth's amazing results. I've lost 60 pounds and I'm not on a diet. Look, the pants she has on are bigger than the one she's holding. Now I'm going to show you this. This is the Corpus Christi Catholic Church. Look what they have on the back here. McGuire's Irish Pub. Feasting, debauchery, and debauchery. Imbibery, am I saying? Imbibery? Imbibery.
Imbiber, is that
Is imbibery or I don't know. I should be in here. This sounds good. Come in, folks, get your delicious meat-load sandwich. Here's a daybed for sale. May also be used at night. So you see, it's reversible. Oh, Aaron, give me a break. Look at Aaron's ad. 1,000 used condoms, possibly recycled. Call Aaron. Shut up, Aaron. Aaron, you lying weasel. Here someone has a Chester drawers for sale. This week on the History Channel, Crimes and Trials, profiling Jack the Stripper. You remember Jack the Stripper? Unbelievable. These, you know, you buy these trucks. When I was a kid, you get a truck, you got a stick shift, you got a radio heater. That was it. Look at this. Here's a 96 Dodge 1500 SLT CC 4x4, black with gray, automatic, air conditioning, cruise, tilt. Look at this, an automatic ass wiper. That's pretty good. That's a heck of a deal.
a good deal? Automatic, yeah.
No need to get out of the truck. Just keep driving, buddy.
Automatic, yeah.
I don't know why this. There's the women's menopause transition, and meeting right after that, the men's grief support. Well, you got some weddings? All right, we'll go to weddings. We'll go to weddings. These are people who have unusual names. Just got married. Fate has brought these people together in matrimony. Poor little friend. Poor little friend wedding. I like this one. It's the wanna make a roar wedding. Wanna make a roar? Here's a nice one. It's the Chew Mahoney wedding. Chew Mahoney wedding. How about the Harish Jockitch wedding? Here's Vermont only. It's the Gay Carpenter wedding. Oh, this poor guy. It's the Small Wiener wedding. It's the Screws Herbert wedding, or Hebert wedding. Fears Johnson. Feeling her good. How about the Peters Holder wedding? And finally, it's the Bush Grabber wedding. That's about it, folks. I'm very excited about this this swimming cat.
I want to see that.
Because my cat hates water. Every day I get in the shower, meow, 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 meow. You know, it's like, it's not acid. Meow, meow. The cat, every morning I get up and walk, the cat follows, meow, 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 meow. Don't go in there, meow, meow. It's just water. Every day we have this stupid argument. So I want my cat to watch tonight to see the swimming cat, and maybe it'll get over this phobia. Meow, meow, shut up. Mother's Day contest. The grand prize, $150 gift certificate from Bill Fogarty's Men's Fashion. So there you are, Mom. There's a nice gift there. I guess, how stupid is this? I mean, this is like the thing they teach you, isn't it? How? Man starts fire by using lighter to look into gas can. It's ironic. Discarded toilets lie in a field along Highway P. I like this guy. Would you marry a stranger if that person was a millionaire? Yeah, I would. I know she got money, so that's one thing you wouldn't have to worry about. We can work out the rest, and if her face is messed up, we'll just go buy her another one. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Guy's got it together. Now, this is something someone bought in a hardware store. Kitchen Works, 4-piece mouse trap, and look, it's the chef's choice. Every burger now is bacon. Burger King, McDonald's. Look at this. Even Tide, Ultra Tide now with bacon. Explain to me why a bird would do this, okay? It's the swinging cat bird feeder. Now, why would a bird crawl into a cat? Here's Davis Street Fish Market. Look at their slogan. They get the meatloaf, Mama. I'm coming home with the crabs. Okay. Here is a poorly worded sentence. King of Prussia man found dead. Police believe the well-armed survivalist killed himself before setting his apartment on fire. Okay, he killed himself, then set his apartment on fire. A counterfeit $30 bill, serial number L9525, was seized at Kmart. So I guess the clerk recognized the serial number. Here's the stupidest bank robber. Sacramento police responding to a bank robbery found suspect Ed Rose, 55, standing outside the American Savings Bank. His accomplice, Theodore Cole, had taken the getaway car to be washed. Guy comes running out of the bank. Right there! I'm getting the car washed. Idiots! Here's another idiot. A cop giving a driver a ticket noticed that the man signed a different name than the one he had originally given. When the officer asked why, the man said, "Because I have dope in my pocket." No pun intended. Air bras are new on racks. Here's a hell of a deal. Get your Easter turkey now. Half price after Easter sale. Would be full price if they'd been refrigerated. Instead of fooling around. Yeah. What do we got? Here's a hell of a deal. Here's a hell of a deal. You know, deals are out there. It's up to you to find them. Look at this. Free piece of wood. You come and get it. And boy, this is making my mouth water. JW's Fine Mart. Look, there's lean and nasty veal back ribs. There. Ooh, lean and nasty. Is this really appropriate, children? It's S&M Playland. Yeah. Hey, kids, be sure to hurt yourselves. Oh, women, you having this problem? Can't sleep, headaches, hot flushes? I don't know. This looks like sexual harassment to me. I don't know. You be the judge. Look at this. Here's cheetahs on the river. Business entertaining. Groups of 4 more receive their picture free with a model dancer or an oven-roasted chicken dinner. So you get your picture taken with the model or the chicken dinner. I don't know. And finally, look at this guy. Here's Steve Jenkins in Scale Technology. Look at this picture. Well, perhaps this is not the most. Look at, it says, Awakening an Elephant. All right. This is not really a headline. This is a product obviously made in China. I don't know, sometimes they package things when you don't speak the language. Look, folks, salt and pepper shakers. Yeah. Hey, pass the salt. Duh. Clinton wants more money for women. I guess so. Here's one that comes in all the time in various guises and forms. I don't know why these always make me laugh. Above, U.S. Representative James Sensenbrenner addresses a small crowd at the Slinger Town Hall. And boy, that is a tiny crowd, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Stupid criminals. 19-year-old's gratitude brings fake ID charge. A Tivoli man apparently learned the hard way Thursday to quit when you're ahead. He was arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol and driving down a one-way street. He was taken to the McDowney jail. He posted bond. He thanked the jailer for not charging him with having a fake ID. The cop said, "Fake ID?" And he was re-arrested. There's a bright guy. There's a bright guy for you. Street Talk question of the week. What attracted you to the Tri-Lakes area and why? I like the bottom guy. I was told to come here by my wife. Homeowners making plans for property tax rebate, and the question is, what will you do with your rebate? Look at Bob here. Sure, I'm all for the rebate. I'm going to use it to put in a brand new driveway, finance the rest, then declare bankruptcy. That's the American way. Didn't even understand this one. Here's Stephen Zellman, M.D. Okay, he specializes in Disney diseases. What would that be? Hey, I only got 4 fingers on this hand. Would that be... I got these 2 ears. You first-time homeowners, when you look for a new house, be very careful. Look at this ad. Here's a brand-new Worcester home. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Yeah, that second bath looks a little suspect, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know. It's more like 1.5 bath, isn't it, really? I don't know if I want to take a bath in there. Here's one so tiny. Can you get in there, Ellen? It says, kitchen table, sleeps 8. Possibly 10. I like this ad. 25-inch console TV. Occasionally goes black, but stomping on the floor brings it back. Otherwise, okay. Not a bad deal. Company looking for a full-time rodent control worker must be able to lift 30 pounds minimum. How big are these rats? I don't think I'll be going to Dillard's in Crestwood. I'm sure it's a fine restaurant, but wanted server, FTPT, hepatitis A required. Sorry, we have all the hepatitis B people we need. Thank you. We're looking now for it. Here's an ad for a clock. It's the Philips Magnavox clock. And what a good clock it looked. What time is it, Bob? It's about 7:80. Yeah, about 7:80, I think. Yeah. Pick you up about 90 minutes past 5. Is that good? Oh, yeah, there's nothing worse than school lunches. And they're so sneaky. School lunches, they are so sneaky. Look at this. Now, I'm going to show you Wednesday. Read Wednesday, March 29th. Spaghetti, meat sauce, and what does it say? Soft breadsticks. That's the key, soft breadsticks. We go to Thursday, the next day, pizza, green beans, crunchy breadsticks. Yeah, I wonder what. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Police blotter, this is where people call. You know, the cops have a tough job. People, idiots complaining. 200 block, Cambridge Avenue, 557. A citizen called police when a man began telling his life story to them. Call the cops, Bob. I am not a good speller, okay? I admit that. I'm a little dyslexic. But, at least I try. If I was running a newspaper, come in and get some free freshments. These are not refreshments. These are freshments. There's the Ritz Camera Shop, the Canon Sure Shot. Capture a memory. I don't even understand why you would want this dopey product. The new handy drink, Cool Pooch's innovative design allows you to drink from the same plastic bottle as your pet. You got it, right? All right. All right, let me see what we got here. We got 1 minute, huh? Well, this is, I don't even know if I should show this. I guess it's an ad for a bakery. I would have posed the man just a little bit differently. Cam, you like fruit, don't you? You ever have jumbo antelope?
No.
One more. And here's my... Look at this. This guy. Here you go, folks. There's asphalt rollers. Asphalt rollers. Folks, have a headline. Oh, here's a headline from a guy I went to school with, a guy named Dean Eastman, who was voted Teacher of the Year. This is from my local paper in Andover, Massachusetts. Graduates trade booty for diplomas. Wow. How long has that been going on? Here you go. Bush rallies volunteers. Look at this. I got a picture. Barbara Bush jokes with the crowd in Lansing. See that? Barbara Bush jokes with the crowd in Lansing. Well, geez. Yes, sirree, Bob. And you don't want to get this woman angry, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, when I saw this, my mouth was watering. Dove Invisible Solid Antiperspirant in assorted flavors. You like ethnic food, don't you, Kim?
Of course.
Well, the folks at Pepsi, a proud sponsor of the International Geek Food Festival. I understand Bill Gates, keynote speaker. I don't think the Canadian school system is any better than ours. Our neighbors to the north. This is, if someone picked this up in Toronto, beautiful little wall hanging. It's Canada. 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 That's a small country north of Nova Scotia. This is a little creepy. Annual sidewalk sale. Free hot dogs, courtesy of Nutro Pet Foods. This looks suspicious. Pass your pre-employment or random drug test. Guaranteed. Call Mr. Doobie. There you go. There's the hands-free fan, only $3.99. Hey, what's she holding it in? Hello. You know, I love stupid criminals. I love stupid criminals. I'm going to show you that. You know, I'll show you the headline, so you should know it's not fake. A woman robbed the North Grand business Monday, but police. Look at this. When officers arrived, a clerk at the laundromat told the woman to enter the business and requested change for a $20 bill. She handed it to the clerk. The clerk went in the office to get change. The woman, the suspect, followed her, pulled a knife, and demanded the money that was in the register. In the register was a $10 bill and a $5 bill. The woman took the money and ran out. So she lost $5 on the robbery. Stupid as that. Here's a pretty stupid thing. Pet doorbell is a real ringer. Pets are smart, blah, blah. Eliminate irritating barking and scratching. Your dog barking to get outside. Well, see, the dog steps on that pad, and look what it does. It gives the sound of a dog barking. Can you see the pad? Well, there you go. See the thing? Dog steps on that, you see, and it gives the sound of a dog barking. Boy, our high school kids are sharper than ever. What's your best memory from this past school year? Liz, look at John down here watching people trip going up the stairs. Campus comments. How are gas prices affecting you? Look at Blair Benton. Well, I run so much with my car, I don't have any money left over for alcohol. Off the cuff, we asked shoppers at Safeway, what Olympic event are you most excited about watching this summer? Look at this guy. Bobsledding. It's a terrific event. There's the park, city of Salinas. Look when it's open. Dusk to dawn. So don't try to go during the day. Okay, look at this truck. Easy buy, $22,000. Selling more and more of these to women. That's the demonstration model. Demonstration. There we go. Yeah. Big end of the month savings. Hey! How gross is this? Futon mats. Some slight soiling. You know, there are a lot of Chinese restaurants that don't succeed. Not because the food isn't good, not because the people aren't very nice. They just have unfortunate names that don't translate well. There's the Full Ho. You know, I'm not even going to say this one. You can read it yourself. You know, it's bad enough when you see baseball players out there grabbing themselves, you know? But when it's Joe Torre, look at this guy. Look at him and Hernandez. Hey, got a question there for you. Hey. Hey, buddy, how are you? Good to see you. Nice to see you. Here you go. Everybody's doing it. Earn extra cash, enjoy shortcuts. And look, there are moron routes available. Over 200-year-old stone home. Enjoy unique features like new bath, concrete basement too. Homes like this never last long. Fiji escapes. 8 days and 5 nights in paradise. Internet addiction treated online. One more? There we go. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. That's what I love about women. Saturday should have said, correction, Linda Gainley only accused Daniel MacArthur of being the devil, not of being unfaithful. See, to women, that's far worse. And finally, here you go. This is interesting. This is a suppository. Look at the directions. Unwrap and insert one suppository per rectum. Actually, now... Oh, apparently this was made out for one of the NBC executives. That's why. Apparently, apparently a lot. I'm not even going to go there, folks. And I've been there. Lovely town. Officials put foot down on dog waste. Yeah. Here's a hard-hitting headline. Exit polls show St. Peter's residents voted for or against status quo. That tells you all, doesn't it? I like this one here. Here you go. Diana Ross and two women who claim to be the Supremes performed July 17th. Yes, we claim to be the Supremes. Well, this is one of my favorites of the day. Here you go. First, the headline. The headline, crackhead reports gunshots fired at him. Then there's a whole little story there in the paragraph. When asked why someone would be shooting at him, the man reportedly told police he's a crackhead and steals from his neighbors to support his habits. Well, you can't get more honest than that. Hi, Bob Crackhead. How are you? Nice to see you. I like his name. That's his name, Crackhead. That's not going to help you in court. You know, I'm sorry. This is what I love about when government officials issue things. Sewage spill kills fish, but water's safe to drink. Okay. You know what I mean? Just push those dead fish out of the way. Here's something I'm surprised. You see, the more you travel, the more you know. Writer finds Iceland a complete change from Las Vegas. Really? Really? Now, I would have thought those two would be so similar. Are we in Iceland or Vegas now, honey? Oh, sometimes the best intentions, you know. Save the whales trip cut short after boat rams whale. Well, there you go. Now the whale is suing. Johnny Cochran representing the whale. Here's something. Vision could affect your hunting skills. Yeah. Here you go. Bartlett to celebrate 4th of July. And in the paragraph, the 4th of July picnic will be held Tuesday, July 4th, with Saturday, July 2nd as the rain date. Well, if you can wait just about a year. Sometimes you have to look. This is in the want ads, or in the employment section, excuse me. Large orange beast seeking employment. I can't understand why I'm not getting any jobs. I put an ad in the paper. Who doesn't need a large orange beast? Here you go. Swiss Chris. Flake form natural herb laxative can also be used as a facial sauna. But not after you've used it as a laxative. I want to say, again, you don't want to get those confused. Read the directions carefully. Here are some fine American women. The headline, YCC honors those who embody spirit of the American woman. Now, this one woman down there looks a little butch to me, doesn't she? Yeah, she's, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, I just... Well, thank God they're cracking down. Council limits sex offenders to 1 per household. Okay. So if it's your dad, you got to get your own place. I don't know what that means. Mind your manners. Things you should never do at the table. Number 1, talking with your mouth open. Apparently this is ventriloquist only. Hey, Mom, pass the fees, please. Pass the fees, please. You know, sometimes, again, people come here from another country, they open a restaurant. A lot of people have trouble with English. This is the Yucky Sushi restaurant. Why aren't we getting any customers? This looks real suspicious. This looks like a product that was intended for something else, and they've just adapted it to cats. Look, it's cat playpen. Think this guy had a parrot he couldn't sell? Yeah. What's the playpen? How are they playing that? How does the cat even get up on that high one like that? It don't look like they're playing. It's a cage is what it is. Well, I don't know what they're thinking. This is your North Heights, not your typical Lutheran church, it says. Perhaps they could have shot this picture differently or something. The ad says, my dad's bigger than your dad. well, that's a little... Well, you know, when we came to this Lutheran church, we knew it was different. We just... My dad's... You get a lot more moms going now, probably. My dad's bigger than your dad. Okay, here's affordable divorce. $5 off. You know, honey, I didn't want to get a divorce, but by golly, at these prices, we can't afford not to. $5 off your divorce. Okay. There's the Sunbeam digital thermometer. Ooh, that guy looks pretty sick. Look at the temperature, 110.4. That can't be good. Explain this one to me. Removes earwax safely. Lighted so you can see into the ear, okay? Well, so how do you look in your own ear? Look at the guy. It's got a light on it, so what? All this guy can do is see the light coming out the other end, maybe. Oh, you know, guys are so sleazy. You know, I'm sorry, I'm a guy, but guys will do anything to get out of their responsibility. I'm going to read this. This is the police and sheriff's logs. You're not making it. It says Carmel by the Sea. People will call in and want to report a crime. Man called in to report a woman snuck into the bed he was asleep in and had sexual intercourse with him. He said by the time he woke and realized it was what was happening, it was too late. 2 weeks later, this woman called and said she was pregnant. He told police he had been tricked. Shut up! Shut up! Oh, stop! Stop! Police, there's a woman in my bed! Oh, stop! One more? All right, here's one. Well, this is so inappropriate that I am... Well, it says... Well, this is so rude. It says, first show Scouts honor. There's a dad and the Boy Scout, and then there's dad and the dog. Relax. And that last picture, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How rude is that? Not really a headline. Someone sent me this. Butter knife. Never needs sharpening. Well, duh. How did you sharpen the butter knives? You know, how do you make this mistake? How do you run a newspaper and make this mistake? It's not particularly funny. It says no conspiracy found. Investigator finds James Earl Jones acted alone when he killed Martin Luther King. Luke, I am your father. How do you make that mistake? You know who's doing, how do you make this mistake? Queen ascends to throne. Hello? Oh, women. Oh, you don't want to go out with a woman that's got knees calves. FDA approves use of saline beast implants. You open that blouse. Well, top of the morning to you, Kev.
What's that?
Can I get a wee bit of corned beer? I love when the government does studies, okay? Here are 3 studies. Here's an economist. Study, we have people from Kentucky. Study Kentucky, and this is what they found. Poor really need more pay. Study number 2. Here's another study. Okay, this is from the major university. Older kids who stay up later often are sleepier. Wait a minute, so you're saying if I stay up late... Here's an interesting study from the University of Alberta. Researchers, female inmates in solitary confinement, often lonely. There is nothing greater to me than people who write real estate ads. Ah, these are my... Imagine living within your own forest. It is rare. Look at, here you go. It is rare that you can own small tracts of woodlands like these. Beautiful farmland surrounds this property and the landscape entry to the Davis County landfill right across the road. Okay? All right, so you... All right. You're living across the street from the dump. All right? Oh, and those breezes as the wind... Here's some great gifts for Father's Day. Don Smith said, look at that first gift. Black & Decker. Black & Decker Master Mechanics. And look what else you get for Dad right underneath. Baby form, body form maxi pads. Or maybe Dad's a Kotex man. Yeah, Kotex maxi pads. This is my favorite one. This is so stupid. Says toilet tank systems gives any bathroom an antique look. You know the antique kind of toilets with the high...
Right.
All right. Look at this, okay? You see, you get a shot of that. No, look where the handle is! Okay, this might work in Shaquille O'Neal's bathroom, okay? Other than that, look at that stupid thing. You just put a piece of pipe and you... There you go. Police log. Here we are. These are people that call the police. Woman reported that her stereo, valued at $350, was stolen out of her locked car while parked at Sabino High School. Police came to the scene, noticed that the Chrysler was locked, the alarm was set, but the woman's convertible roof was down. Here you go. I love stupid criminals. Reported in the Michigan News crime column, man walked into Burger King in Ypsilanti, Michigan. That's right, Ypsilanti. 8:50 a.m., flashed a gun, demanded cash. The clerk said no, he couldn't open the cash register without a food order. The man said, all right, give me some onion rings. The clerk said, I'm sorry, onion rings are not available with the breakfast menu. And the guy ran away. There you go, right there. There you are. There you are. I guess every company feels they need a mascot. Here's CB Fleet debuts Enaman, the Enema Man. That's the new Fleet Enema mascot. How'd you like that? So did you get a job and show up? I'm a mascot. What are you, the San Diego Chicken? No. One of the Chicago Bulls? No, I'm the Enema Man. For some reason, ads that have people, it mentions smiling, you'd think they get people smiling. It says, I don't worry about Dad anymore. Dad is happy and active and meeting new friends at the Renaissance Ranch Inn retirement community. Look at Dad. Could Dad look any happier? Look at that. Apparently, Dad just waiting to meet this guy, Enema Man. Animal Man. Look at that guy. Could that guy look more forlorn than that? Look at that. Here we are. Help create smiles. Oh, boy, yeah, they're creating a great smile there, isn't it? How stupid is this? Pony for sale. Looks like a small horse. Let's see, this is from a newspaper called The Gazette. Probably a bad choice of words. Gas levels high in Beantown. The Sylvan Learning Centers. I see ads for these on TV all the time with a kid, and then he goes there, and Einstein, you ever see the kid? I like this one here. I used to hate writing. Sylvan taught me how write well. Now I enjoy it. You know, I'm not a great speller. I'm a terrible speller, and I don't pretend to be good. But I don't work for a newspaper, all right? Want to spell like a champ? Read Webster's Dictionary. Yeah. Why can't people spell? What's the problem? Look at this. Here you go. Through the years, this woman talks about being in the 3rd grade. This one. 2 on this page. Grand Canyon University. And look where it's on Camelback Road, Phoenix, Arizona. Arizona. Who says there are no good jobs out there? Huh? There are. For people willing to work, there are great jobs in this country. Like this one here. The Dupree School District is accepting applications for part-time head lice pullers. That's only part-time, so please. See, you know, you lose something. You want to make sure the wrong people don't show up. Found an American flag. Must be able to describe it. Is it red, white, and blue? Yes. Stars and stripes? Yes. I was shocked to hear this. Notice the wine, grits, sauerkraut, and cabbage event scheduled Monday has been canceled. I wonder why. Oh, it sounds delicious. I've been starving myself for that. I don't even understand how this works. Waitress wanted. Work from home. How do you work from home? What's that? Okay, I'll be in about an hour. What are you going to have? I love this one. Hanging out in Basin Park. Police officer Shelley Summers chats and gets advice on maternity wear. And boy, those guys look like they're ready to give birth, don't they? Yeah, look at. You know, my baby's doing about 2 months. Okay, join us for a summer arts journey. Music, voice. Look at dance. Look at the dance they teach. African, lap, and jazz hip-hop. You know, I'd like to see the lap, possibly. Could I get an African lap? How much is that going to cost? Here's a lovely Father's Day coupon for early pregnancy test. Well, I don't even understand this. You know, we are the most irresponsible country sometimes. Look at this. For the man who has everything, grenades. And wait, go to the bottom of the ad there, Ellen. Look, loads of fun for the whole family. Oh. What brings a father and son closer together than lobbing grenades? Here's anti-aging medicine, anti-aging makeover, ages 36 to 150, guaranteed to make you look 5 years younger. You know, Susan, I know you're 150, but you look about 145. What's different? Look at this. Inmate throws crutches at deputy and flees. Now it says, wait, it says a jail inmate escaped Friday from Denver Mental Health Center after he hurled his crutches. And look, go over to the other paragraph. Jackson said investigators are looking at the possibility that Versagel may have been faking his injury. Really? So he threw away the crutch, or maybe it was a miracle. Here's a drunk. This woman was drunk driving her car. She tried to impress the officer by doing a cartwheel. Finally, she said to the officer, "Look, please give me a break. I'm drunk." You know, nothing funnier to me than stupid criminals. This guy, 29-year-old Houston man, this guy was robbing cab drivers. Robbed a cab driver of $300. Found out there was a $4,000 reward. Turned himself in. Thinking he could collect the $4,000. Got 30 years in prison. All right. Looking for a car, you came to the right place. It's the place you get the best deals. Here's the 1987 Monte Carlo SS. Was in excellent condition. Here's Shure microphones. Look at their selling point. Durable, bulletproof design. You know, if you're singing and people are shooting at you. Here's something dads might want to get that lovely daughter before she goes to the prom. Lily of France bras. Look, solid brass handles, metal suspension. Comes with 2 locks. Explain this. Cover your house with liquid siding. Didn't that used to be called paint? Hello? What do we got here, Mike? One more. All right. You know, sometimes just punctuation makes all the difference. You put a little period or punctuation at the end of a sentence, and it changes. Congratulations to Tammy King on being named Ass of the Month for May. Tammy, great ass! Oh, headlines are always good. Sometimes people do. These are prescription. You think prescription drugs from Walgreens Pharmacy. I'm going to read it to you, then I'll show it to you. See, I'm not lying. I crossed out the woman's name. It says, unwrap and insert one suppository rectally by mouth every 4 hours. So you need a really close friend to help you with this. Insert rectally by mouth every 4 hours. Bob, I know it's a lot to ask, but the doctor said. Here's a poorly written headline. Maybe they're trying to be funny. Maybe they just don't get it. Doctor's constipation theory poo-pooed by colleagues. I don't know why this makes me laugh. Look at the picture. Lady Dynamite explodes for win. Lady Dynamite explodes for win. There she is. There's Lady Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. You know that whole John Rocker controversy, you know, that whole thing, New York fans. And again, New York fans, not the most literate, apparently. Look at that sign. How do you spell ignorant? Yeah, how do you spell ignorant, Rocker? I mean, you go to the trouble, you make the sign. But you know what? Look at the sign. Look. I mean, the letters are all placed correctly. I mean, someone's laid out this sign. You'd think you'd spell the word. I didn't even get this one. 4th of July savings, use fireworks. What is that? Use fireworks. God bless our young people, because our young people are the future of America. Graduates, look forward to tomorrow, to look forward to the future. Here's Bob Vincent. Bob says, I'm headed off to the University of Montana. I'm going to get my degree in something, apply my degree to something, and do something. Yes, sirree, Bob. You want fries with that, Bob? Dads know best. And this people get advice. Here's Jim Merritt. He says, I just wish my dad was still around so I could talk to him about the important things in life. And here's Glenn Allen, 14. Look what Glenn says. Dad said, be nice to ugly girls because they might look good later and have good-looking friends. Yeah. You know, thank God. Just thank God there was a father home to teach this young boy. Here's an interview with Mario Youngblood. You know who he is? A fine, fine athlete. They ask him a bunch of questions. I like question number 14. What do you like about living in Oklahoma? You can pee anywhere. Here's some tips on fuel economy. Folks, fuel economy, the price of gas. You need these tips. This is an interesting one here. Having all your tires running in the same direction substantially increases fuel economy and allows for a smoother ride. It's the 2000 Ford Focus LX 4-door. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look, folks, it's a European chick maggot. It's a chick maggot. Yeah. Yeah, somebody sent out invitations to their wedding trying to be kind of classy. Gates open at 4:30. Whores served at 6 p.m. Blowout special, refried beans. There's Mickleberry pre-liced ham. The lice is already in the meat, ladies and gentlemen. Give it that extra crunchiness. There's chicken dumping. Here's one from the Mojave Valley Daily News. Yeah, I'm going to find out who. This is the most poorly written, stupid headline. Who wrote this? John Albert Appleby is arrested for a whole bunch of things. What's that? What's that? What is that? Stupid criminals, Kev, my favorite.
Right, right.
The police brought this man in, and Maurice Smith, 19, of Harrison Village, he placed, before he went through the metal detector, placed the contents of his pockets, including a small amount of marijuana, on the deputy's desk before going through the metal detector.
It can happen, you know. It can happen.
Yeah. Folks, here's someone looking for a medical ass. If you have a medical ass, please. Here's Emmylou Hepworth, and how proud is she? Student presents senior piano rectal on Saturday. You know, when you think you got problems, you meet somebody who's got a problem just a little bigger than you. I don't think I need to say anything about this picture. Will they do that for me here? I don't know. I said, no, when you get home, just take a hammer. He goes, oh, I don't have a hammer. How can you not have a hammer? Look at this guy's like 6'3", he's the muscle. You don't know how to... He goes, oh, no, I'm going to have the guy do it. What? What is that? What guy here does not have a hammer? Look, every man here has a hammer. Thank you. Every man should have a hammer. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much. Folks, it's Monday night. Time for a headline. All righty. Kev, I know you're a vegetarian, but this will change your mind. Look at this. Meat from diseased animals approved for consumption. Look at new rules classify tumors and open sores as aesthetic problems. Yeah, give me the double tumor with cheese on it there. Here's just a typical bad headline. Times will be good if they don't turn bad. Here you go. Children invited to eat pizza with poo. Outstanding attendance. There's Lawrence. He was outstanding attendance. Perfect attendance is won by Abby Krager, who was absent. You know, I looked at this picture and I said, why did they send me this? Is it the story? Is it the headline? And the more I looked at the picture, I realized, oh my God, the kid has 3 hands. Your opinion, the question, would you approve or disapprove of wireless telephone towers in your neighborhood? I like Radford Mitchell. Well, that stuff causes cancer, man. Yeah. Unlike that thing in his mouth. You know, a dad is so... We downplay the role of dads in our society, but dads are very important. Here's on the street, what's the worst advice you ever got from your dad? Here's John Dover. He says, my dad's advice is always pretty good. He told me not to piss uphill or into the wind or on an electric fence. Yeah. Usually involves urination, his advice. Here's the most honest photo caption I've ever seen. There's a photo, look at the caption, blah, 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 blah. You know, I feel sorry when bad things happen to people, but, you know, sometimes, I'm sorry, you know, it's your own fault. I mean, this is... Luckily, no one was killed here, but... okay, I'm going to read the story. Cincinnati District Fire Chief Anson Turley said the fire was probably started by a cigarette Mrs. Bingham was smoking as she changed her oxygen tank. Is Candace Bergen. Candace Bergen grew up as the son of the famous ventriloquist. And what a lovely artist rendering of Candace Bergen. Apparently that looks like the white Aunt Jemima, actually, is what that is.
White Aunt Jemima.
That's what it looks like. Who is that? Candace Bergen is beautiful. Look at that. Who is that? Doesn't look like Candace Bergen. What are these? Self-storming doors. Explain this to me. Naturally, artificially flavored. What planet are people from? Senior Troop 891 traveled to London. There's 8 pieces of golden fried chicken, 2 breasts, 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 wings, and 2 chicken lips. First of all, that's 10 pieces. They can't cook and they can't add. These idiots. There's the tailgate step. Helps mother-in-law to her seat. Really? You keep your mother-in-law in the back of the truck, do you? I hear the cops playing tricky, trying to catch somebody. Found expensive set of bolt cutters left by the burglar at construction site. To claim, please call Topeka Police Chief. There's firewood, look, from trees. This guy's in no hurry. Found cat, 50-50 black and white, very skittish. Been here for about 2 years. Look at the photo. Common sense in dealing with flashers. Do you think they know this when they put these kind of headlines? Do you think they really don't know what they're doing? Clinton. You think they don't know what they're doing, huh? We have some weddings. These are people who are deeply in love, who just happen to have interesting names and are getting married. Here's the break a glass wedding. There's the right-left wedding. There's the love champion wedding. I like this one. Farmer to marry plant. There's the gory butcher wedding. I like this one. Look, folks, it's the macaroni and cheese wedding. How about this one? It's the went Attaway. It's the go and get her wedding. Hey, what's this all about? This is the crap-o-deal wedding. This guy's smiling because he's at the King Woody wedding. It's the Wiener Whipple wedding. How about the Riding Butts wedding? And last but not least, it's the Whacker Daily wedding, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Okay, there's a surprise. Missing evidence case stalls for lack of evidence. Hey, here's a shocker. Democrats pursuing women. So what else is new? Now, folks, you know, they just finished the restoration of the Washington Monument. It's been in the news. This is in the paper today. It says monument visitors get a peek at restoration. Now, apparently, it's now the tilting monument. Is it me, or is it now? Didn't it used to be straight? Is there something wrong? Or? Here's Project Management Services. They might want to change their slogan. Using PMS is the key to success. Yes. Stupid criminals. Woman gives birth in court, names baby felony. Now, this seems creepy to me. I'm sorry. It's Rosie, musical spring doll. She wears a pink floral dress with matching bows. Her head rotates to You Are My Sunshine. Some bad Linda Blair doll I had left over. You are my sun. Oh, they're creepy. I'm going to read you another report from the police. Officer was called to investigate a report of indecent exposure at the Quick Mart. Reporting party said that after parking his car, a woman in a nearby vehicle lifted her shirt, exposed her breasts, and says, "How do you like these?" The guy called the police. Okay, so the police come to investigate it. The guy said he didn't get the name or number of the car, but he could recognize the breasts if he saw them again. I mean, who is this? Who is this guy? The woman goes like this, "Hey, give me the..." Calls 911. Boy, here's a really stupid criminal. 23-year-old Dennis Sullivan arrested in Manassas, Virginia for robbery of what he thought was an armored car. This guy thought it was an armored car. In reality, it was a laundry truck delivering towels and mops. He runs up with a sawed-off shotgun. "Open the back," he yells, grabs a bag of mop heads and runs off. There you go, right there. How stupid is that? Another dumb criminal. Here you go. Darrell Sherman, 28, got in his car, drove towards the Oklahoma County Courthouse where he's scheduled to face charges of possession of marijuana. For some reason, because the courthouse parking was full, he pulled into the Oklahoma police parking lot. Two plainclothesmen said, "Hey, you can't park there. You're not a policeman." He said, "Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to park here. I have to go to court." They asked him for his ID. he opened his glove compartment and pulled out several bags of marijuana to get to his license. He was rearrested. Here's two people that should get together. Look at the top ad. This is a livestock ad. Have you seen our cow? Female, black with a white face, red tag in her ear, last seen on County Road. Look at the ad below it. Is this your cow? Black with a white face. Has a red tag in her ear. Speak out. Graduates, what is your most memorable experience in school? I like Josh Hawkins. He says, what does he say here? He likes English. My senior English made me learn stuff. Never underestimate the American people. It says, here's another question. This question was asked at the Albertson store. What type of distractions take place inside your vehicle while you're driving? Here's Rudy Cerna. Rudy says, drinking beer and talking a lot on my cell phone are distractions, but I do remain focused. What is your favorite summer activity? Here's Matthew Ordonez. Definitely something in the water, because no one has a bad time in the water, unless, of course, you get knocked unconscious by a jet ski. Lose 6 to 13 inches, as seen on TV, using the slim wrap. Look at the guaranteed to stay off. Look, as long as you don't gain weight. Now, here's the no-frills supermarket. That looks delicious. There's Healthy Choice Dinner and Bowels. Dinner and Bowels. That looks delicious, doesn't it? Let's see here. Pontiac lemons. Okay, how sleazy can you get? There's the Rustic Motel. What do you think he's trying to say? Special rates for that quick get-together. Family fun. There's the Catskill Game Farm. Thousands of erotic and tame birds for kids to play with. Hey, yeah, I don't want my kid playing with any erotic birds, okay? I'm not even going to say this one. I think you can read it for yourself. Kev, I know you're a vegetarian. I think this might appeal to you. This might make you change your mind. I think your mouth is going to water when you look at this. Look at here's a hell of a deal. Look at frozen pork rectums. Oh! 50 metric tons. You know, give me another case of them frozen pork rectums, will you? The kids just love them. We got a bunch of people coming over. Folks, you ever had... Here's an odd story. Hudson woman defends son facing S&M club charges. Although she was shocked to learn that of his arrest on charges that he ran an S&M sex party in Attleboro, Benjamin Davis' mother said he's a decent man. I'm proud of him, said the mother, but the other part of me wants to spank him. Okay? All right, I think I see how this young man may have learned this behavior. Here you go, $500,000 marijuana crop destroyed. Arnold Environmental Division employees discovered marijuana worth an estimated street value more than $500,000 growing on the base recently. They immediately called base security force, who pulled 522 plants out of the ground and smoked them at the base. Okay. You know, if you have something like this, why advertise it? Organ, I have one, a child-size one. I don't know. And I can't get a date. I think this one's kind of cool. 24-inch round above-ground swimming pool, 4 inches deep. Diving board sold separately. Did I mention that Hanson was on the building? Here's someone sent away to National Geographic. Look what they sent the letter back. Thank you for your membership. We hope you enjoy your Titanic member and remain a valued member. No, too young. I was looking for a good car. There's an honest ad. Pontiac Lemons, $350. Here's an amazing, look at this. There's an ice chest with molded handles, and it's amazingly lifelike. It's a lifelike ice chest. There's my workout one. Is that, oh, we have some weddings. All right, let's see what we have weddings. These are actual people getting married. There's the dull night wedding. People said it would never happen, but apparently it did. It's the gay carpenter wedding. Guy from the big city getting married, the Gotham dork. It's the rector knob wedding. How about going to this one? It's the brown heap wedding. It's the leak butts nuptials. It's the Goose Lewis wedding. And my favorite, the last one, the Fluck Daly wedding, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. I went to the kid store, saw some products. Look at this. It's summer kid. It's a Frisbee, and look what it says up there. Caution. Small parts. Choking. Is this really a choking hazard? Kid's going to choke on that? This is another odd one I saw. Way to grow. This teaches kids how butterflies grow. See the different stages of a butterfly? There's the caterpillar, another caterpillar, and then down at the bottom it becomes a beautiful butterfly. Okay, I like this. If your kids aren't screwed up enough already, I'll send them over the edge. Here's one from Canada. Meeting on impotence turns out to be a flop. Profits down at non-profit hospitals. Beer antioxidant aids health if you drink 117 gallons a day. You know there are guys going, I can do it. I like the Webster Police. The Webster Police with their new canines. Look at the part I've underlined there. The commands are given to the dogs in their native language. To me, there's nothing better than talking to people on the street, like those folks we talked to.
All right, sure.
Here's some people. Teen Beat. Do you think you need to learn a foreign language? Matt Hall, grade 12. No, because everyone I talk to speaks English or gibberish. What event are you excited about watching this summer? Look at Brent, Kale, 32. Bobsledding. Here's the tool house. Our friendly staff is waiting to serve you. You want something, yeah? Now, there's nothing funny about this story except the last sentence. It says, well, I'll show you the headline. It says, hog beaten after fair win. Somebody beat up this guy's hog after the hog won. Well, here's the bizarre part. Look at the paragraph. A grand champion market hog that was beaten in its fairground pen is recovering and should be on its way to the butcher next week. You okay, little fella? Now! What is that? Folks, always buy brand name. Don't be fooled by Coca-Cola. Yes. Do not get Coca-Cola. Or the other pack. There's another pack. There's 2 packs Coca-Cola. You know, I admit I'm not a good speller, okay? But at least I try. Look at this menu. Hot dogs with grilled onions and gray poop on. You're invited to Lindy's 75th year chili party with Toot Toot the Clown. You know, I don't want to go to a chili party where the clown is named Toot Toot, okay? Wow, this is my favorite story. A verbal dispute at a Bible discussion resulted in a woman getting assaulted by the pastor. Police are called to the scene after the victim stated the pastor pushed her up against the wall, choked her in the neck, and said, "You better gonna respect me!" While he was choking her. Nice to see Bobby Knight has moved to the clergy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, stupid criminals. Nothing better than stupid criminals. Stephen Carpenter accused of stealing clothes from the store where he worked. He then was wearing them back to the store the next day. He was wearing a pair of Dexter sandals and some Levi denim shirts. He went home to get money to pay for the clothes, and his wallet, valued at $18, was also stolen from the store. This is too creepy. Wanted someone to share 6 sheep as soon as possible. I don't know what it is. Looking for career change? Want to make $50 plus per year, huh? $50 plus, huh? I love people that don't follow their own instructions. Look at these beautiful candles. Remove leaves before lighting, it says. I like hypnosis put me back in control. Look at this woman. Look, she said, after hypnosis, her husband said, "You're the sexiest woman alive." Yeah. Too bad he had to be hypnotized to do it. A better newspaper. You'll start seeing these improvements in this issue of the Ledger Inquirer. You know, someone sent me this, and I looked at it for 10 minutes, and I couldn't figure out what was odd about it. I'm going to show you the picture. Okay? A man shaking hand with another man. Now look at the guy's shadow on the other guy's... Isn't that bizarre? Isn't that bizarre? It looks like a puppet on a stick or something. Here's another guy. David Olson, occupation, resides in Salinas. How long you lived in Monterey? All my life. What are some changes you've seen over the years? A ridiculous increase in violence and development of farmland for cookie-cutter homes and shopping centers and auto malls. What's the best part of Monterey County? The rich history, especially Cannery Row. What's the worst part of Monterey County? The lack of strip clubs and casinos. What do we got, Mike?
2 more.
2 more? All right, let's see what we got here. Well, here you go. Continues to grow giant melons. Why does Clinton keep putting himself in this situation? You think his people would know. Casting call out for Come Blow Your Horn. Folks, you got a headline. Senator Kerr, The Tonight Show. Headline. I like this one. Norton Healthcare offers help for women with bladder control problems. This is kind of interesting. What paper is this? There you go. I want you to follow these three things here. Okay. Look at the top. Fire strikes Weaver Egg Farm. Then go down the picture. There's a hen escaping the furnace. No, and then go over to the side, right over there. Barbecue chicken dinner October 1st. So, making egg. Apparently, drugs more and more prominent, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Daily Citizen serving Northwest Georgia for 153 years. Southeast Petaway is player of the weed, ladies and gentlemen. Player of the weed. I have a bone to pick with our Bureau of Engraving. Engraver Kenneth Kipperman. He did the new Alexander Hamilton. Look. I took some artistic liberties including a chin reduction. I didn't want Hamilton to look like Jay Leno. The last time I used one of those $10 bills. This is so stupid. Is the Glencoe Post Office Bakery has multiple uses. There's the Glencoe Post Office Bakery. Yeah, you see it? Those muffins look delicious, don't they? I'll set them right here on this toilet. What are they thinking here? This is so stupid. Set of 4 mirrors, and how much are they? $7 a month, $79. And look at the 4th mirror. There's 4 mirrors you can buy. Now look, the 4th mirror is broken. Michael Douglas says I always pick on him. Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones each have a birthday today. Zeta-Jones, 31. Douglas, 108. All men's and Mrs. Ryder's jeans are short. You get the all-meat beef or garlic? I like some of those beef shorts if you got them. Debt management. Are you in debt? We can get you out of debt within 7 years. And look, we'll give you a free trip to Las Vegas. Boy, here's the stupidest ad. Jerry Stevens Firestone Tire Center invites you to enjoy our tire blowout. Might not want to be a vegetarian after this. Look, get some skankless ham.
Ew. Ew.
Hello, mate. Have some Australian navel oranges. That is there. Now, this is the stupidest thing. It's party poppers, 4,000 noisy poppers in each box. Perfect for your party. It's just bubble wrap. Look. Look, you hand those out to your guests. I got a new computer, okay? And I looked at the directions in my computer. Look what part 2. Look, I have a spell checker. You know, I'm a bad speller, but I mean, at least try, you know? Look at this. For academic excellence and one of Tomo's leaders. There's Christina Cibriaro follows her tee shot down the fairway. Really? What is that on her tee? Really? Oh, I like this one here. Here's Mood Lipstick. Reacts to you with there's before, and look, apparently the lipstick gives you herpes. There's before. There you go, fabulous. It's herpes lipstick. Here's Deja Vu. Here's Miss Nude World Entertainer, 91, 92, 90s Miss Nude World. And look at the special offer. Kids 12 and under get in free. It's to meet Miss, hey, I would have loved that when I was 12. Shut up. I don't even understand this. Live life well. Stop smoking. Do monthly self-exams. Breast exams for women, prostate exams for men. Really, guys, you want to do your own prostate exam? Is that... Kev, I know you do that, but gee, I didn't.
Why are you going to dog me, man?
Okay, explain this to me. This is so... I got to cross out the... This is a real ad. Skull of Christ. The actual skull of our Savior, passed down for many generations in my family. Radiocarbon dating from 0 AD. Remarkably good condition. Oh, some teeth missing. Hairline fracture on right cheekbone. Serious offers only. What is that? What is that? How creepy is that? What is this? Look at this ad. Help me find my pajama bottoms. Green plaid saying ring ad across the bum. Last seen in a back alley between Garrett and Wilson. What's that? What is that? What is that? One more. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is bizarre. Sometimes it's a little, there you go. Brad Pitt centerfold, Playboy, Playgirl, August 97, hardly touched. You know, being a cop is not an easy job. Policeman bitten by trouser snake. I don't even want to know what that is. All right, one last one. If there's one thing stupid teenage boys like to do, it's give fake names. Now, these kids, watching the girls go by, the men are identified as Pat McGroin and Bend Over. And we can't even say the rest of makes the best toast.
Heard about that, yeah, heard it.
Here's something from the Greenwich Times. State police seek to increase visibility of unmarked cars. Let's paint in black and white. We'll put lights on the top. Maybe write something like police on the side. Yes, here's your priorities. Murderer in big trouble for writing bad checks. Oh, now you've done it! Someone thought this was very humorous. Someone thought this was me talking to George Bush. Nothing funny about that at all. Pasquisi Homes and Gardens. I hope I said this. Lake Forest, Illinois. Apparently, this guy drew a map in his ad to show you how to get to his place. Right there. There's the map. Hey, there's his place right there. It's easy enough to find. You get on the only road in the state, and then when you see the star, you stop. Here's prestigious projects. Look at this. Call the island's most experienced team of realtors. Our clients speak English, Spanish, French, Italian, and Canadian. I've always wanted to visit Canada. I'm just so unsure of the language. University. This university attracts students from over 50 states. You know, people have no idea. Look at his amateur boxing. Boxers from 5 states. Indiana, Illinois is spelled wrong. Michigan, Ohio, and Lake Erie. People are so stupid. Why do you even answer this? Why do they encourage it? This is one of these TV Q&As. Look at the question. Are Bruce Dern and Bradford Dillman related? They have the same initials. Having the same initials is no indication of a relationship. These two are not related. Really? Do you really think? Really? Hey, we have the same initials. We must be cousins. Look at this thing called critter caps. These are caps you put on your kid's head. Okay, now... Now, it seemed to me, was it really necessary to decapitate the child for the ad? Folks, there's a sucker born every minute. Here you go. Oceanfront property in Oklahoma. Here's Cutter, bug-free backyard. Apparently, look at this place is owned by the Invisible Man, apparently. I don't even understand this. It says Brentwood bans passing gas at City Park. Now look, go down to this. A special gas-passing section will be created adjacent to the existing smoking section to accommodate the needs of gas. Now, first of all, let's assume you have a problem. Is it smart to put the people passing gas in with the smoking people? I mean, isn't that an accident waiting to happen? Does that make any sense? There you go. Prison's last meal request. You know what the most common last request for a meal is? A steak a T-bone steak. It said, instead they got a plate of Salisbury steak. Look at the last paragraph. Occasionally, prison cooks prepare the Salisbury in the shape of a T-bone. That's cold. Here is the most disgusting one. It says, irritable bowel syndrome. That's the name of this symposium, irritable bowel syndrome.
Right.
Okay, why not attend River Region's brown bag lunch? I'm going to miss this one. News American Marketing, an indoor demonstration of Charmin double-roll toilet paper. I think I'll skip the demonstration. Meet Cody the Buffalo. Cody has starred in such famous movies as Dance with Wolves and Radio Flyer. Come in and enjoy a delicious buffalo burger cooked up fresh. Apparently you can eat some of Cody's friends. Going out of business. Closing its doors. Huge discounts on mob gowns and dresses. The tentacular ceremony was called off. 1 minute? One more. All right, we gotta find something good here. This is, you know, poor President Clinton, no matter what he does. Yeah, do you think they knew when they were writing this? Here you go. Ta-da. Folks, you have the headline. Now this here is the Wyoming Bighorn Basin phone book. Well, with all the people there are in Wyoming, why is this guy... Look at the sheep. Look at this guy. Hey, you're a pretty gal. Seems a little preoccupied. This is from the Johnson City Press. Hooker, still best-known name among Democrats. This is interesting. You know, when you're a kid, you think different. You just think different. This is a story about Survivor. Remember Richard, the guy, the naked guy that won $1 million? Well, this was a story from a couple of months ago. I like this girl down there. It says, Chris Meade would have preferred Kelly to win instead of 39-year-old Rich. He's too old. He can't spend that money in his lifetime. Make your mouth water. The YSDI's annual dinner at the dump. And the nice thing is, it's all you can eat. Dinner at the dump. You just, when you finish eating, just leave it there. There's actor Keanu Reeves posed alongside his fellow actor Brooke Langton. Boy, they really look different without makeup, don't they, Cam? Sioux Valley News. Massage parlor to open. Mayor makes yearly appointment. Yeah. It's kind of open politics we need. Here's stupid criminals. Here, oh, from Fargo. Look at this guy. You know how your plates expire? You know, your license plates expire. You got to pay money, you get a new sticker. This guy didn't want to pay money to get a new sticker. So you see, his plate expired in the 3rd month, so he just added a 1, so it expired on the 13th month. Luckily, some fast-acting detective work. The Fargo police right on that. See, he thought he could go to the 13th month. I like this one here. I guess this is a small town. And small towns are a little more modest. This is the Sky High News Daily Tribune. Rimmer states this guy was arrested. McBride was belligerent the whole way to jail, employing the words that sound like clucking grass mole several times to describe him. He called me something that sounds like a clucking grass mole. You are nothing but a clucking grass mole.
I think I can say that.
It's more trouble to go clucking. All right, that sounds like... There you go. Incidents. This is a police blotter. These are actual things.
At 3:11 p.m., a caller from the 200 block of Brevis reported that their neighbors had put up some black-type blinds so they can't see in. Here's the Chinese-American news. Now, I don't know anything about the Chinese wedding ceremonies.
Right.
I don't imagine they're much different than ours. It looks like a traditional gown, and the guy looks like he has a tuxedo of some sort on. Although, if this is a Chinese tradition, it's certainly one maybe we should employ in this country. What is going on here? And an hour later, I'm sure there's a gag there, but I'm not going to go there. Okay, write your own joke. Burritos at 6 a.m. followed by hot air. Now, admittedly, this is not my area. I don't know a whole lot about women's products. This is an ad for tampons. I don't know anything about tampons. I assume these don't look like they'd be the most comfortable. It says assorted varieties of tampons. It seems like it might be. Seems like that. Susan, is it cold in here? Is it me? It seems doesn't. Again, it's not my area.
Right.
I don't want to go there. Here's a tunneling scoop used for tunneling under foundations, walks, or prison walls. So if you got a friend in prison, an ideal gift. Really. Again, here's another woman thing I don't understand. Modern floral tankini. It's like a bikini, I guess. They call it a tankini. There it is there. Not the most attractive, but I like what it says. Look, it has 3 leg openings. Is there some new breed of woman out there? I haven't been on the dating scene for quite a while, so if there's some kind of 3-legged... Now, would that mean... Well, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Okay, Realtor Group awarded scholarships. There's Kristen Sinclair, 2nd from left, and Laura, 3rd from the right. Boy, they really are... You see, when they're advertising directly to women, look at this. Here's the new Whirlpool refrigerator. 21 cubic feet. It's the new Whirlpool Orgasma. Honey, would you shut the door? Honey, would you shut the refrigerator door? Okay, let's see. What's the best part of your summer? Fracturing my back has been the best part. Because I got to sit around, I didn't have to do any work like mowing the lawn. Yeah. How about this guy? If you could study abroad, where would you go and why? Somewhere on the East Coast. Different atmosphere, different culture. Plus sizes, women's quality resale, sizes 14 to 26 plus, denim and lace, right next to the Dairy Queen complex. Here's Dr. Shaman Doctor. How many times have you heard, Doctor, Doctor, tell me the news? Bad case of loving you. Here's a good time, folks. Bring the kids and poo in the park. Come on down, poo in the park. One more? All right, one more. Oh. I guess this is a fishing store. I guess this is the name of the place. Masturbate and tackle gets robbed. I love this one. How hard do you think this guy's going to work? Man accused of killing his lawyer gets a new attorney. Well, I hope you're better than that last guy. Here you go. This is it. It says hunter attacked by big bear. An unarmed bear attacked a hunter Thursday. You see, now this is the Second Amendment, the right to arm bears, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Charlton Heston is talking about. The right to arm bears. How bright is this guy? If your boss went to Jamaica for a week, what would you do? Look at Neil. I'd sleep with his wife. You ever look under Chapter 11s, you know, business that have failed, gone bankrupt? Gee, I wonder why this one went bankrupt. It's called Poop and Golf. Bob, that's not what the hole is for, Bob. Honey, I don't think this is working out, this poop and golf thing. Yeah. Look at this. This guy's a plastic surgeon. He's got boobs for $99. Let me tell you something. They're pretty darn real looking for $99. Here you go. Here's our NBC affiliate News Center 1. It's the 5 o'clock news with Tim Brokaw, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Brokaw. You know Tim. Here you go. Here's the Raging Bull, now open for lunch. Family-oriented atmosphere. No exotic dances until after 4 p.m. All right, kids, time to leave. It's 10 to 4. Folks, I don't know. Maybe I have that. Maybe I just see something. I don't know. I don't think I have that kind of mind. But would you really want to pull the trigger on this squirt gun? Look at this thing here. I don't know. That seems to me a little creepy, going like. Feel like a pervert. Here you go. Look at that one. Explain this one to me. Shoes that impress. Sensual shoes. Really? Now, where are the shoes in this ad? Anybody see any shoes? I don't see any shoes. Oklahoma Community Day, sponsored by the Oklahoma Fire Department. 6 to 8, dinner dining, was that the barn dance? Look at 8 to 12, sex. 8 to 12, sex. Yeah. That's a nice break after square dancing. And earn a collage degree quickly. Apparently just a little too quickly. I like this. Here's a beautiful historic 4-bedroom home in the village of Clarkston, an extra large corner lot, newly decorated. Free 2-liter pop with purchase of home. When you buy this house right now, I'm going to throw in this bottle of soda. What do you think? Honey, we got to do it, honey. You're going to miss out. I don't know. You think they know this when they write these? How can they not know? How can you? I'm not even going to say this. You can read it for yourself. Here are some weddings and anniversaries. There's the horny 50th. There's the horny 50th. There's the Belcher Gross wedding. There's the more beer wedding. I like this guy. It's the poor sap wedding. This sounds like a fun one to attend. It's the bacon odor nuptials. I like these two. Look, they're keen and eager. Yes. Why is this guy getting married if men love Morris? No? There's the Ho Trainer wedding. This one's fun to say. For Christmas, it's Santa got a bigger staff. It's the long lay wedding. You know, you should see the ones we can't use. They're unbelievable. It's the Kramer Greaser nuptials. And finally, you don't want to miss this one. It's the Leaky Peters wedding, ladies and gentlemen, right there. All right, you ever had Neil Armstrong when he walked on the moon? Can you get a shot of that? There's a 5th grader right there.
Apparently Neil Armstrong was a transvestite, ladies and gentlemen. This is first being revealed. What is that?
Oh, no.
Apparently it was a formal landing. Apparently, very formal landing. Here you go. I like this one. Traditional Latin Mass in English. Very traditional Latin Mass in English. I love school lunch menus. This is from Ohio, Carlton, Ohio. Friday, meatloaf, roasted red potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower casserole, 3-bean salad, and pink stuff. Pink stuff, whatever that is. I love these things, these annoying, stupid things. The business, look what it says up in the corner. What does it say? Mailers of blank cards will be prosecuted. Look, it's not filled out. Ooh, I'm gonna mail it. Ooh. You want a piece of me? Come get me. Ooh. Look, I'll put my fingerprint right on it. I'm gonna put it in the mailbox right now. Here you go. Here's a chance. You get these for big saving. Congratulations to the Super Bowl Giants champions. Yeah. I bet that hat's a lot less than $22 now. Magnetic facial beauty mask. Just a thing if you're dating Hannibal. And boy, what guy wouldn't love to go to bed with a woman with that thing on? Huh? Pretty much. Yeah. Yes, sir. Honey, you look beautiful. This is the kind of thing that might make you a vegetarian. Look at the delicious basted retriever. Hey, don't knock it till you've tried it. It's really not bad. Clothing for sale. There's a quality weeding gown. White satin. So if you think you're getting married while working in the garden, the perfect thing for you. I like odd ads like this. I got a chainsaw, a Craftsman 16-inch for Christmas, but it's way too dangerous for me, so I left it in the box. We'll trade it for a good gun. This medicine is used to fight infection. Hey, you ever read the whole medicine thing? Look at the label there. Unless halfway down, notify your doctor if you develop furry overgrowth on your tongue. I got fur on my tongue.
Oh.
Here is a former model home. Really? Yeah, I wonder what could have happened there. Here's a gracious contemporary stucco home with complete horse set up on 5 feseed acres. Yeah, what's lovelier than that? Here's the first baby of 2001. Apparently, this is a very small town. Beaverhead County's first baby, little Brett Douglas, was born 1:15 a.m. July 3rd. A very slow town, really. It's the first baby of the new year. There's a walkie-talkie for $12. Gee, they work pretty good, don't they? Yeah, look at that. Kids can actually hear each other. Congratulations to the happy couple, and boy, she is a handsome woman, isn't she? There you go.
Is that real?
It says happy couple. Look, oh, here's the kind of thing, you know, look at this. A brass chain mesh transformed this bikini into evening wear. Oh, yeah, where you going out at evening at that? Yeah, go walking around at 5 o'clock after. What else does it say? It says, should not be worn in the sun or in water. Because it's brass and it heats up or something. But evening wear, let's say you have a business meeting. This is what you might wear. You know.
Depends on your business.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much what that business is, yeah. Tell me about it. A birthday bash for Herman the polar bear. I like the last line. The celebration is part of a zoo program intended to stimulate the animals, encourage natural behavior. And, you know, bears normally would have birthday parties in the wild. What is it, Mike? 2 more. 2 more. All right, let's see what we got here. We'll go to the bottom now. Is this really appropriate for kids, these 2 animals? I don't think so. Maybe if you're in the 4-H club.
Well, you know, I realize in the game of basketball, you might want to distract the other player. This seems like you're going just a little bit too far. Okay. Now, folks, I don't know if this is a mislabeled product or women are just getting tougher, Kev. Look at this. Tampons, right there. Woo! Yes, sir, I tell you, you got to be one tough woman to... Honey, I think I know why you're a little irritable. All right. Here's Brazil Times, the Christmas coloring contest winners. Okay, there's Nicole up there. There's the first place winners. There's kids 7 to 11, 12 years old. Let's get on to the second place winners. There's Landon, 0 to 6. There's Jessica, 7 to 11. That last guy, Ronnie Mitchell. Yeah. Ronnie, Ronnie. Apparently Ronnie's 12 years old, ladies and gentlemen. And Ronnie's a little bigger than the other kids. Yeah, explain this to me. Plainfield High School, home of the Fighting Quakers. Is there such a thing as a Fighting Quaker? Aren't they the high-tech Amish, ladies and gentlemen? Aren't the Quakers pacifists, the fighting? Now, there's something else going on here. I saw this ad. Attractive masseuse. Free massage with purchase of soft drink. I mean, the cops aren't going to be in on that one. Here's an inappropriately titled picture. Adam City star smells title. I love the car ads. Those are my favorite. I love people that lie, even when there's a picture. I love people that can lie right to your face. 94 Dodge Caravan Sport. Outstandingly good condition. Mag wheels. Look at that thing. Outstandingly good condition. Look at that. It's like brand new. Pets and animals for sale. Here's an interesting mix. Puppy, 7 weeks old. Mom is a lab. Dad, a traveling salesman. I don't even understand this one. For sale, large, multicolored African. Not sure what that is. That guy could be. There you go. For your Tanya Harding, and you got your John Rocker right there, folks. The GE white trash compactor. Yes, there's Scott's Turf Builder with crabgrass, $11.99. You see, you save money because the crabgrass is right in there. You know, what is it? Sports scams are like the biggest. That's the biggest ripoff. This one I love. Presidential baseball. American president George Washington and Bill Clinton have been linked to the national game of baseball. Now, baseball wasn't invented until, what, after the Civil War? Huh? Look at this ball is signed by Thomas Jefferson. Ooh, here's a manly product. Trimming nose and ear hair, never been easier. Yes, everybody, look at that. Just put your nose on that baby right there. It'll figure it. Well, this looks. It says stop male urinary leakage. You know, you have that problem. Okay. Is that really the best thing? Look at that. That's now from where I come from, that's called a clamp. You get your big C-clamp in there, you tighten it down. Just don't want to go through the metal detector wearing that, baby. Someone sent me their Winn-Dixie, you know, America's supermarket Winn-Dixie, and this is apparently the cashier. Look at this. I'm gay, you're cashier. Look at your receipt.
Look at this. There you go. You know. Someone sent me this ad. This ad is about, I guess it's about 50 years old. It's 1955. This is unbelievable. Look at this. What cigarettes do you smoke, doctor? Well, yes, sir, Bob.
More doctors.
Doctors are used to being woken up in the middle of the night. That's why a cigarette is often soothing. But look down at the bottom there. Look at one page there. Take the trial. Look at this. I'm going to read you what it says here. Start your own 30-day test. Smoke Camels every day for 30 days and see if you're not hooked.
That's what it said. Oh, man.
Hey, you guy, a good Italian name. Look at this guy. With a name like Crepito, it's got to be good. Look at that. I just like how certain things become just part of the vernacular. Here, this is a 300,000 volt, this is one of those stun gun deals. Okay, pull the trigger, blue spark, blah, blah, blah. I like this, look at a 4-second touch will drop a raging 200-pound crackhead like a stone. Is there such a thing as a 200-pound crackhead? Most of the ones I see seem to weigh about 85 pounds, don't they? 200 pounds. Is this your first day on crack, maybe? Is that it? Here's a little thing from the Department of Interior about bears. It's all about bears. Yeah, what's that little bear doing? That's what I want to know. Now, here's a woman selling an old-fashioned phone. You know, the type of ring, 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 you know, but it's got modern insides. It seems to me she might want to hold the phone just a little bit lower. Yeah. apparently it's, apparently a very cold day at the phone company. Okay. What are you going to, weddings? All right, let's see, we got weddings. Okay, we got weddings. Oh, okay, here we go, weddings. I forgot one wedding. Okay, these are people who are getting married. They just happen to have interesting names that wound up together. Someday on cable, I'll show you the ones we can't use. But for now, there's the Gum Wrigley wedding. Okay. How about the Pink Eye wedding? It's the You Right wedding. Yeah. Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. It's the Belcher Gross wedding. Yeah. Yeah. Folks, you don't want to miss the big Polly Bear-ass wedding. Yes, sirree, Bob. Yeehaw. Benson Roeder. Yeah. It's the Stryker Whore wedding. And how embarrassing is this guy? It's the Dicky Little wedding, ladies and gentlemen. Sirree Bob. All right. Here you go. Officials say forgery suspect freed on fake documents. Now, these papers look all right to me, Larry. You know, they say kids are not in good a shape as when we were young, Kev. I think it might be true. Here's Megan McMahon shown competing in the high jump. You know, they don't want any kids to get low self-esteem, so the bar is not quite as high as it used to be. Here's Parents Nurture, Kids Blossom. Ways to show kids you care. I like the first one. Learn their name. Hey, you! Hey! Hey, you! Yeah, you! Yeah! Here's a foldable bicycle, the foldable stroller, and I like the instructions. Can you go in close there? Warning, always remove child from stroller before folding. Here's Lakeside Restaurant, Mother's Day Buffet, Sunday, May 13th. Look at the special carved road beef. Please do not confuse that with roast beef. That is road beef. Kev, you might like this one. Here's Zoe's Garden, Chinese and vegetarian food. All vegetarian dishes, such as beef, pork, chicken, duck. Here's the Modern Cafe. All you can eat for as much as it costs. collectibles. Look at that. Lifetime collection of Indian airheads. I think that guy from the Mazzola commercial. Mazzola. I don't understand this. Pets, wanted monkey or other primate to do my homework. We'll pay top dollar. Oh, here's another Indian one. Here you go. This is an Indian wolf. Look at this. Sample some exotic Indian foods like buffalo burgers, hot dogs, fries. There's a Mitsubishi Galant, ranked #1 for the first consecutive year. Here's Kosher World. If you're Jewish, you might want to go to Kosher World. And I'm not Jewish. Perhaps this is a delicacy, perhaps I'm not familiar with. The delicious ass soups. Apparently what happened is, I guess the rabbi sits in the bowl for just a minute. I'm not sure how. I guess he blesses it. No, don't write me a letter. It's just But look at the bottom. Our kitchen is now open. We have a wide ass, it says. Wide ass. 25% off Royal Trend summer hats. Some nice summer hats. I like the bird bath hat in the middle there. That's very attractive. Oh, if you're traveling this summer, you want to get this. Look at this, Kev. Suitcase safeguards. Magellan's Privaseal's red plastic locks deter the bad guys while you're grabbing coffee at the airport. Just cut locks later with scissors. Yeah, what are the chances that a thief would have a sharp object on it? There you go. Refoofing special. Here is the stupidest item of the day. Solutions. Brighten the room for spring. Chair covers slip on quickly for a festive new look. Look at this. Bring out extra folding chairs without worrying about detracting from your decor. Just slip on these plush acrylic fabric bunny ears. Oh, yeah, those look great. Yeah, those would look great over the chair, wouldn't they, huh? And a creepy thing is that. I like this one. When breathing is really important. When is it not important? I don't even figure. Was it Ludington Daily News? Serving you through the seasons. All right. What are the seasons? Which one is fall? What season? What does that mean? Folks, Celebration of Sound, the 30th anniversary organ rectal series. Well, this one, look at this. Pre-Memorial Day savings, entire stock of men's Levi's. Yeah, that's an attractive pair of pants in the ad there, huh? Look at that. Here's Super Values. That's South Tars, Chrysler Dodge. Go talk to the salesman. Look at his name. Sales manager Dick Feely, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Come in and talk to Dick Feely. Yeah. Bring the kids. Dick Feely. It's bad enough you're a car salesman. Your name's Dick Feely. How do you even go up to a woman in a bar? Hi, I'm Dick Feely. Ow! One more? All right, here's a gift idea. Well, disgusting is this. Never opened, woman's colon, large size. You know, thank you for sending us these headlines. People mail us these things from all over the country. We get hundreds of them every week, and they're just things. Thank you for taking the time. This is interesting. This is Lowry's salt-free seasoning. See? Salt-free seasoning. It says on it, salt-free, and of course they list ingredients on the back. What's the #1 ingredient? Salt! Brighten your desktop with the world's most beautiful mouse pad. Look at that beautiful picture. Isn't that lovely, huh? Oh, here's the President Bush at work again. Park Service moves wildlife to missile range for hunting. I like this one. Jasper High School assistant principal Tim Ratcliffe holds the Remington 270 rifle he won at the recent East Texas Peace Officers Association dinner. Now, you know, he might want to think about taking one of those gun safety courses. And there he is right there. Here you are. That's pretty much it. Oh! Here's a little story about Kevin's old high school.
Really?
Kevin went to private school. He went to, as you can see, Bong Academy. Bong Academy. I always like when they try to pretend that products are made in America, but when you read the directions, you get the little subtle hints that maybe they were made in a foreign country. This is something called the foldable rollerboard scooter. Look at the directions on the back. Don't drive the scooter on the uneven road or the crowed road. Don't drive the scooter. The man over 80 kg. The man in thick shoes. Do not drive the scooter. The man who has drunk over wine. The man who is carrying the burden. The weak man. Don't drive the scooter over one man. Nice, simple to follow directions. There you go. Oh, I got this, a letter from Carl Brown. I guess Carl graduated from Delaware Community College, and his senator from Pennsylvania, Clarence Bell, sent him a letter. I assume this might be a typo, but here. It says, Dear Carl, congratulations on making the dean list at Delaware County Community College. This is an important milestone in your life, an achievement worth nothing. My favorite category, stupid criminals. Look at this. A pair of nervous Michigan robbers entered a record store waving revolvers. The first one shouted, nobody moved. When his partner moved, he shot him. And nobody moved. Ah! Oh, here's another idiot criminal. This guy used a big rig. Police say robber fled in a tractor trailer that had his name painted on the door. Well, these look good. There's delicious strawberries, 99 cents a pound. They look good, don't they? Mimes presentation in Cornelius Interactive and Bilingual. Omar Vargas, a professional mime originally from Ecuador, will present classical and contemporary pantomime. The show will be presented in English and Spanish. He's a mime! I am in a box. This one made me laugh. The Flathead County Sheriff's Department was called to the Evergreen School Tuesday when a caller reported a man hanging around the school and yelling at children at the crosswalk. For 2 days in a row, the man continued to yell at children. Deputies found out he was the school principal. I like this. Police blotter. Some stuff was stolen. A report said the intruder came in through an unlocked dresser drawer. Apparently very small criminal. Here's the Radisson. Oh, the Radisson Christmas Day buffet. Look at all of the list. Look at the one. Marinated grilled airline chicken breast. Oh, you know, you want to get airline food, you just can't afford to buy that ticket all the time. Here's big savings. There's Alka-Seltzer plus peanut butter. Yes, sirree, Bob. It sticks to the roof of your stomach. Yeah. I always like these kind of things. Selected. I always like places that have, you know, very illustrious sounding name. Emerald Gold Fried Chicken. Look what you get for $42. 12 breasts, 12 wings, 13 things. A bunch of things in there, pieces, whatever that is. How disgusting is this? There's Jones's live sausage. What is live sausage? Hey, lady, have you tried the live sausage? Kev, I remember this. About a month or two ago, I did a joke about a clown named Doo-Doo the Clown. I thought, that is the stupidest name for a clown, Doo-Doo the Clown. Well, look at it. He took out an ad. It just made me laugh. Doo-Doo the Clown, voted #1. And look, recently talked about on the Jay Leno show. How many people suffer from this? Alternative health care. How many people have carpet tunnel syndrome? Huh? Yeah. Here's an escort service. Simply irresistible escort service. They have men, women, and female. Girls' nylon shorts, sizes 18 to 14 in ass colors. This is a Joe DiMaggio baseball. Comes with a letter of ethnicity. He was Italian. Oh, okay. Introducing Breeze sleep gear. Well, who couldn't sleep with that on their face? Isn't that attractive look? Yes, sir, Bob. What are you, a Klingon now? Is that what that is? Okay, here's a guy who is a sewer and drain cleaning specialist. I don't believe this is an actual title. I don't believe you can go to college to become this. He is a turdologist. Folks, you have a headline. Send to care of the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.